That's right.
All right.
So it probably takes crazy
Not
time to
writing
beat
this.
some of these things
Test.
when they're made.
We're live.
We're live?
We're good?
Assuming we're good, we're probably a little delayed, right?
Why is it just showing that?
I'm gonna say like Rick Rowan.
When we,
Well,
when
they-
you get marked out report, your report has a
Oh,
free
okay.
print.
Well, we're back.
How do I like?
Oh, that's it.
They use like a mixing system where they just pull.
Oh, it's going. We're good.
Oh, guys, it looks sweet.
Does it?
Yeah, it looks badass.
It's pretty fucking sweet.
It's pretty
Let me
sweet.
see what it means.
Do you want to stop and reset it?
Yeah.
Or you just want to leave it?
Well, I think we just rock. I think just go with it.
Okay.
It is what it is. All right, just do it now.
I guess you can trim
It's-
it
it's
always
just-
later.
It's just a little different start.
Okay, ready?
Now we're actually starting.
All right.
D&D. We're dead. Rip Rowan.
Ah.
But we're back!
Yeah!
Oh, damn shame. Quick recap the last session. The siege of Skullgar carried out once more. And you guys were met at the drawbridge with Dracus, killing everyone off and making them flee. The Royal Army fled back to the courtyard of the High Castle, which that was where the massive final battle took place. Battle raged. Dracus steamed up the battlefield. Reinforcements came, and the Silver Swans actually backed Team Soti. As spells flew across the battlefield and swords clashed, Soti Maulkeye almost met their demise as the entire party went down. But miraculously, only one party member ended up dying. R.I.P. Rowan. Rowan will never be forgotten in this campaign, but who knows where his actual player will come up next. But to finish off the session, Luther made the Royal Army drop their weapons and surrender to them, and you guys were walking up to the High Castle doors as we speak, which is where we will start.
Are we all up?
Yeah, I think we're all up.
Weak as fuck, but I'm up.
And so, yeah, you guys, again, just surrounded by a battlefield of dead royals, dead Tyde members, battle-injured friends. The Silver Swans look really injured. The Brewseekers look really injured. You guys are really injured. And everyone is kind of at a standstill right now as the remaining Tyde members, which is only about 90-something, are collecting the weapons and stuff.
I'm gonna go walk over to Rowan's dead body, and I'm gonna first take his stuff off him. So I'll take his bow. I'll take his bow and take his bag, whatever he had, and I'll put it in my bag. And then I'll kind of fold his body up, arms crossed like that, and make sure his eyes are closed. And then kind of start dragging his body to where all the rest of the dead bodies.
Okay.
I'm assuming we're putting.
Yep. And so you managed to get whatever was on Rowan. I know he had that magical crossbow, however much gold he had.
Here, do you have Rowan's inventory?
Transfer it all over. Then we'll give it to his
You know,
new
including
guy.
your
It's
dead
like,
Did you say I'm nude right now?
How much gold did you have?
Reminder at the top right. I think I literally like 50. What's that say right there?
Oh, 5.
Oh,
I'm gonna pour one out for my homie Rowan.
And you guys see Brecken pour one out for his fallen ranger friend. And he also takes a swig along with it.
Where's your crossbow?
I'll walk over to one of the royals and surrender it.
Yep. And you see that they're come on their knees.
What can we expect in the castle? More guards, more defenses.
Guards, final stand. When I last checked, they were trying to get King Hanson Wellington in his suit of armor. Hasn't been worn in years. That fucker won't fit in that shit.
This isn't lost on you. You and the rest that surrendered could join us. There could be a future role of you in Skullguard. But help us fight, defeat the rest of them, maybe even convince them to surrender. Tell them the battle's over.
There's been enough bloodshed in this town.
Roll a persuasion check, Bradley.
It's 7 watching.
22.
Woo!
22.
And so as you say those words to this guard, you see the guard kind of his shoulders shrug. There's no sense serving a dead king. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
And you see the guard stand up. Would you like me to go in alone, or would you come with me?
I believe I should come with you.
Yeah,
And anyone else that feels welcome.
yeah, I should probably come with.
I think Sylvin might be better you stay here.
Yeah, I'm coming with.
This is negotiations. I don't want you putting us in more jeopardy.
And Luther
Quite persuasive.
comes up actually. I will be joining as well.
Alright. You're fine. You can come. Just make sure you hold your temper.
I'll tag along.
Fuck it.
I think I'll Soti Maulkeye, though, honestly. We started this and we all should end it together.
And
Should we heal a little bit?
yes.
If we have,
Maybe we should rest.
we have the capability of doing that. Jesus Christ.
I think that's probably. What if we just take an hour or so, kind of rally up the troops, and then we see what we can do, talk to them.
Alright.
I think everybody just set up a perimeter, make sure we don't get ambushed.
Because is there like open walls around us, like where they can go, or is this like in the castle?
No.
Or outside.
So if the actual map, you know that there's a whole like castle like right there too on that side. Like this is all ocean side, this back here. So like they could open up windows and start firing down on you if they wanted to. But not all windows seem to be closed right now.
I think we should burn the bodies as well, or find something new with all these dead bodies.
Hey, let's wait till it's all said and finished, don't you think? But
In the terms of that when we're done.
then I think yes, I think we do that. Maybe bury Roman.
So what's the plan of negotiations with the king? Make him surrender.
Lord
gracious!
Hell yeah!
He has to eat.
Dean's gotta eat! Well, I know a few of the guards in there. I don't want them to be a pointless slaughter. And I think with the king seeing his troops lay down their arms, doesn't matter where he points that finger, he'll be a king of nothing.
I fear that if we leave him alive, he may just come back for whatever we took from him. I don't know what our plan of action is for. I'm not saying we should kill him, but
If you were to sit in a cell, he could probably live off his fat for at least, 2 years probably?
That
Doing
minimum.
the man a favor.
I think he should pay for what he's done to all these people and basically half the city.
He must stand trial.
The only option I think that is fitting for this king is he either serves the rest of his life in a cell or in slavery, or he dies. The king's a parasite. If he lives, he's just going to find some other host to go infect, and with his novelties, royalties, and his influence, he can find that quickly.
100% agree.
Well, if you're asking me to kill my king, I will not. Well, I'm not asking you to kill the king. I'm simply asking you that if it comes down to that, you won't get in the way. He looks up at Dracus. I will not be getting in the way.
I will say, finding out the city's secrets and his treasure hoard is going to be important. That guy over there is what he's looking for. And I'll point at Dracus.
Treasure. Hey. Well, I'm sure we could empty out the archives, keep peace with the turtle.
We don't need to do all of it, but He does deserve quite some for, I don't know, I think today I've seen him obliterate at least maybe 1,000 men by himself.
Yes. A lot of them good men, too. It's a shame what had to come of this.
Well, should we rest up a little bit?
Yeah, Sylvin, I would like to talk to you in private.
Okay.
Come over here.
Okay. Coming.
And so yeah, everyone starts kind of patching up their wounds. Those of you who are still alive, if you want to re-roll your hit dice, do that now. And Sylvan and Sigmund, you kind of lead each other away.
I'll use my Song of Rest ability as well. So you get an extra D8. Just roll that first. It's a free D8.
I roll a
7, let's go.
So you get extra D8. So it's what? D8 plus con. 10. 11. Then I roll my hit dice. Okay.
Yes. What did you need, Sigmund?
Your level's a 9 of them. This might sound odd coming from me, but there's no way we can let this king go free. Especially what happened to Rowan.
No,
I look on and one of our soldiers just died from our squad. I don't care what Luther or Arthur or the fucking Swans think.
I agree with you.
If it comes to it, I mean, I'm not saying we'll fight them, but he at least has to go to prison cell.
At
the very minimum.
No, at the very that's what I was thinking. I think if we were to spare his life, I think he has to be in a prison cell. That's the only way it's safe for anyone. If he's still here, some will still look to him. And if we put a group of people in power that we feel will be the right fit, hopefully things change around here.
I think the Queen may be good, and I know we have, what's his name, that old wizard coming, forget. Should be here.
history checks.
I haven't written down, I just get big. 13? Vernon can come too, but if I know that man is roaming free after what just happened to Rowan, I will lose my mind if I find out he's doing worse things.
No, I'm 100% on board, and I think the rest of the party would too. But I just think we don't want these other guards to necessarily know that.
Yes, and
We just keep that between our party, and I think we'll be the decision makers.
I will say, the more lives we can save, the better. I mean, after they hear what happened to this town, I'm sure they'll have a target on their back.
Oh, definitely.
We kill all the men, but no one to defend it.
No. Hopefully I don't know, my vision, I guess, was hopefully that the people of the Tyde that roam the seas can use this as a fort, make it their home again.
I think that's only right for them to make us one of their bases or whatever they
Geez, they have the
call
whole island now. Leaf folk are gone.
it. They do.
It's a large majority of them. Well,
Anyways, I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. You don't.
yeah. No, I agree. Trust me, I would drive my sword into that guy if I could. Tried to kill him once, I'll do it again. If somebody needs to be the bad guy, I will.
If you feel like you need to, I will have your back.
I just don't
know.
want to piss everybody off.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, just know we might have to worry about swans if we do.
No, that's what yeah. Oh, we probably won't go well. Alright, well, our rest is about up, probably.
We've been talking for an hour now.
And as you guys are kind of resting up and healing, coming from the direction of the drawbridge, following her, like kind of coming up the track, you guys see an old wizard coming up with a small herd of people, probably 15 or 20. And you hear, "Oh my lord! What has happened here?"
Quite the massacre, Vernon.
I'm seeing that.
How was your travel?
Well, peaceful. I do not believe that's been your recent environment.
Peaceful would have been the best alternative. I think we were on the opposite end of that parallel.
Negotiations didn't go as
Oh,
planned.
Vernon, good seeing you. Sorry, I was doing math. It's okay. So, I was trying to add up my hit points. It's good to see you're still alive. Oh, I saw the light. Don't get me wrong. Did you know? Yeah.
Many of us did, even.
All of us did.
Yes.
Luckily, we had a good team behind us because we couldn't. I mean, we barely did a thing. This is the worst bloodshed I've seen in ages. Yeah, not good. A lot of people died.
He looks at the dragon turtle.
Heaven almighty! How did you get him out of water? Well, we went and talked to him and we had this sword.
What's this?
You have Eldred's heel and a sword.
I do.
Legends had it that tomb was cursed.
Can confirm.
You all look fine to me.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah, we got it removed.
It's kind of funny. I was the only one who didn't get cursed. I'm the one moving the sword. But a little more to that story.
Powerful sword you wield there, Sigmund. Well, is the king been slain? Is the battle over? No, I think we're gonna go in there and try to resolve. We're gonna try to avoid this last skirmish. Try to preserve as many lives as possible. And if it comes down to it and he must die, he will. And if we can resolve this peacefully, we can throw him into jail to rot for the rest of his life. That'll happen as well. Right. Do you wish for my assistance in negotiations? Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
Only
I think you'd be a good person to. We've kind of all thought that. I know I only met you once, but I've talked to you over sending a couple times.
Good wisdom will make good counsel.
You've seen the first, war or whatnot, whatever you called it. Weren't you around when that happened? Between
Sandor.
The Sandor, yeah, the Sandor. Yes, I was there. So you've seen some of that. You have more knowledge than we ever would of this place, and I think if we get some people on a, committee or whatnot, the Knights of the Round Table, I think this place could be ran a lot better than it is and be a safe haven for the Order of the Tyde. I think if we do overthrow the king here, we get in a small group and have discussion of the succession of the throne and who has it, and discuss that between ourselves and everyone around here.
Yeah, you met the Silver Swans. I'll kind of look over at Arthur and look there.
I have not. They look like a mighty fine fighting force.
They're pretty prominent group around here as well. They'll be joining us in negotiations, and I'm sure they'll be helping the stability of the city for a good little while.
Is just Luther coming, right? Is Luther coming?
I think so.
We do not let Arthur come.
I'm sure he'd say the same about you.
No, he is not coming.
And Luther,
Because you guys are
there.
kind of talking.
Oh yeah. Luther's there. I'll
Yeah,
say it to
yep.
Luther.
Sylvin, I would like for my party to be involved in the negotiations, as I'm sure you would like yours to be.
Yes, but
I will keep my son tame.
alright.
Just like I'll
I
keep
trust
Sylvin
you.
tame.
No. I'll stay tame, but just know this guy's been an asshole to me about every time I have an interaction with him.
And
You and everybody
kind of
else
looks
around.
around. Arthur's not there. And Luther kind of pans around to see if he is nearby.
Arthur is a little bullheaded, but he is just as much oriented with the vision as you seek, as I seek, as everyone else seeks in the city. His input will be valuable, as will everyone else's.
I do have a question.
I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a representative from every guild,
I was thinking the same.
just to, make up part of the. We have to have a name for it. I don't know what the High Council. Make decisions around here. Obviously, some may not be here. Some of us are adventurers. Trying to find a greater purpose, but I think that everybody should have an input. They're all involved in the city, and we don't want it to be just strictly ran by one association, I guess.
I have a very good idea. If we all nominated a person, us, the other guilds, that would build the High Council.
That's what I was
He's
thinking.
thinking.
And then obviously we'd have to have somebody like in charge, you know.
Very throne, yes.
They have to make the decisions, but I think that these decisions should be passed through. Some things would have to be just decided on.
A series of checks and balances.
Yes. So you just can't just boom.
You can have a Senate, a House of Representatives.
Just a giant senate. Yes, everybody has another say.
It's all fun and games until you have to vote for Kamala or Trump.
Next to the stream, you just get shut down.
I think there's better candidates in this council than what's on that one.
Maybe the king can keep running.
He would make a good fit.
I do have a question though for the Silver Swans.
Yes, Sigmund.
Why did you choose to help us?
Well,
After especially, I mean, we did shoot at Fang Meow when he grabbed that staff, and I thought we took us for a little hostile.
well, things definitely got hostile rather quick in the pits, Sigmund. And while yes, we were loyal to the king, I do believe everyone was once loyal to this king. Once we saw once we saw the swing of motion being carried out, it was a no-brainer to try to help a fallen king, if you will. I've been the leader of the Silver Swans for over 40 years, and I was not about to bury them into the ground, defending a king of nothing.
That's a very good point. I'm glad you did help us. I don't think we would maybe see the light of day here if we having this conversation. You didn't, so you have our thanks, and Soti is in debt to you guys for saving us.
Sorry about those arrows, by the way. Didn't know where you guys stood.
Well, it would have been easy to mistake our allegiance, given our standing here with the king and the other royals. However, I do believe the Silver Swans have helped Soti Maulkeye out numerous times before. I just hope you remember that when it comes time to vote for a king.
I want to do an insight check on that. Like, I want to insight when he says vote for the king. Like, he
said vote for a king.
a king.
Yep.
But when he says a king, like, does he have someone in mind? Like,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
says that.
Mhm.
16.
You definitely get the sense that he's definitely trying to win your votes, and he's definitely trying to place you kind of under the impression that he wants your votes for someone for his party.
Alright, okay. Well, should we go in? Doing all this talking,
let's
but
just go in. Well, we
Let's go
don't even
talk
know
to the
we
fat
still
ass.
probably fight, so.
Yep.
Get yourself prepared.
Okay, and so yeah, you guys go up to the castle doors, and that guard that Bradley persuaded to go in and try to, because it's the other guards to, let's not have bloodshed, let's settle this peacefully. He's waiting there.
your best buddy.
Buddy boy.
Alright, ready to
We're
go?
ready.
You all ready?
Let's go.
Ready to negotiate.
Alrighty then. And he opens the door. And you see the king swaddling in his throne, straight down the throne room. They're still trying to buckle his armor. and he's, get my armor on! And he's squealing like a pig right now. And you see the guards instantly drop their halberds to try to, get ready for combat. Halt! Lay down your arms, men! And he looks outside, and you can just barely see out into the battlefield and all the dead bodies. You all want to end up like our brothers out there? There's a dragon turtle beyond this castle wall. He will burn this place to the ground, crush it, and we have no place to call home otherwise. Abandon this king. He rules for nothing now. There will be a new order here come daylight, and I wish to serve along my brothers that still stand. You see the guards kind of start looking at each other. You see the halberds start to kind of raise.
Can I pipe in too?
Nat 20 is what the guards just got to drop.
Was that good for us or bad?
Oh, great. That's like, all I had to beat was a 12.
Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't know if like Nat 20 would meant they were getting.
Yeah, we about to get wrecked up. No, and so instantly you see the guards drop their halberds and they start kind of looking around. And when they drop their halberds, you see the king. He shoves the little jester, trying to buckle up his armor.
You! Seize them instantly now! Seize them! Seize them! My king, I believe it's probably wise if you just shut your mouth. I believe you might be a little bit outnumbered here.
And so you move these guys off?
Yep. We're good to move all these guys off. So now you guys, so this is Arthur, this is Luther, this is Fang, and this is it. And so now you guys are all in the throne room, and that's kind of the situation that just unfolded. And when he says seize them and nothing happens, Sylvin, what did you say?
Oh, pretty much.
I'm guessing it would be wise if you would just shut your mouth, my king. You little green rat!
And
I'll have you killed! I believe you have zero power here now, my friend. I don't even. What should I call you now, my peasant? Ah! Look at you, fat on your stupid throne!
And he's fuming right now. I'm gonna take a step forward too, and I'm gonna look to all the guards that just dropped their weapons and look kind of confused. And I'm gonna say, soldiers, it is wise of you to keep your weapons down and just allow this to happen. This king is going to use you as a shield for doing horrible, awful things as he has for many, many years, it seems. And you would all die for him, but he would not give a second thought to dying for you. So under the consideration of the fact that the fat man who stands before you would never even once think to even kind of or even slightly endanger his life to save any one of you, I would encourage you to remain away.
Lies! Lies! You are my brothers! This is treason! Seize them!
I'm gonna start walking. I'll start walking up.
And he's still just kind of like flailing around.
And I kind of want to walk up there.
Does he have any guards?
Yeah, does he have any guards? Like,
No,
so
they
I
all
wanna walk-
kind of like.
Okay.
Okay, got
Like,
it. So just him.
Yeah, we'll say we'll put these guys like off to the side.
I'm not gonna go with you. Be up here more.
I'll kind of walk up there.
So, Wellington, what do you say here? You're outnumbered, you have no guards. You have no power in this situation. What should we do with you?
He's still just kind of. He's trying to get out of the seat, and he eventually does. And when he does that, he draws his sword.
How about this? You versus me, Sylvin! Why do you think I feel like I should duel you here? You're so quick with your tongue! I am. How would I cut it out in front of everyone that you love? Now, I would say I should do that, but give me a warrior's death! It's a complete waste of my time. I would much rather have you sit and rot in a prison. I think that's way more worth your while. You can be starved of your chicken legs. You can eat insects when you're hungry.
Rat legs, perhaps.
You can shit in a wooden toilet that has no water drainage. You will reek of shit. The people will spit on your body as they walk by. We will walk you through the streets and laugh at your fat ass. Don't speak to your king like that! I shall not duel you because I feel it's a waste of time.
There's no king in this room.
You are scared of me! I'm on the throne! I go what says, and duel me now!
You are no fat. You are no king. You are just a fat pig.
I rule the city and will continue to rule. Guards!
And I'm gonna look to the guards that are behind him.
I'm gonna step up.
Please surround this man and escort him up here to the front, next to the rest of our delegation.
And when he starts kind of like seeing the guards Roll a persuasion max for the guards. They see the guards start kind of looking around at each other after Sylvin.
24. And I'm gonna say that I was, like, as I'm walking up, as he's saying that, I'm going to say that I will help the guards restrain him.
And with Sylvan's successful persuasion, you see the guards kind of nod and look at each other, and they start approaching the king. And when that happens, he starts swinging his sword around, and you see Luther kind of cast something from his book, and you see the king get like just strung up like
I was
that.
gonna do that.
He's probably a little monster.
He's probably better.
Yeah.
I don't know if one person would work on this, man.
And you just I'm gonna walk up and
Yes.
take the sword from him. Just be like, kind of walk away.
I'm gonna walk up to him and spit on his face.
I did not
expect this from you, Luther. I thought I could trust you.
Wellington. Oh, go ahead.
Guys, just bring him down here, please.
And so they kind of take the king down, and they kind of lay him down, and then once they get him kind of on his stomach,
I'll take a fucking caravan.
Luther uncasts whole person on him, and he kind of flops down, and all the guards tie him up with his hands behind his back.
Slaughter out.
Bring ourselves a hog roast tonight.
And he's like kind of like wobbling on his belly, like teetering on it, because it's so big.
I think of like the Wally people when they fall over. They're like, I know. Wellington, where's the rest of your console? It's awfully odd that they left you sit here by yourself. Are they hiding or running?
They were probably in the pits, slaughtered by your kind and your pigs.
Good, we won't have to worry about them.
And the
They don't
queen.
live here.
Where's the queen?
The queen? I tossed that slut ashore. Tossed her off the cliff. She is gone.
I didn't say a second. Oh, yeah.
He's lying. He's bullshit.
15.
You get the sense that he probably didn't do much. When you walked in and you saw he was still trying to get his armor on, you know he probably didn't have much time to do anything else.
Where he's like chasing it.
Yeah.
Come back here. The laws of physics say heavier things bounce farther. I wonder how far you would bounce if we lift you off the cliff like your queen.
You wouldn't dare. If you lay one finger on me, I'll have the whole royal army here in about 10 days' time.
I'm gonna fucking punch him.
And level you in your head.
And as he's talking,
I roll d6.
yep.
Why not?
Roll a d6.
4.
Yeah, he takes 4 points.
So
He's got a big bruise on his face now.
big bruise, a little bit of a bloody lip.
How dare you lay your hand on a king?
You say it again and I'll punch you twice.
How dare you lay your hand on a king?
Just roll.
2.
Until again, this time this nose starts to bleed.
What did I do to deserve this?
That list is too long to go on. in
I
this
showed
chamber.
you nothing but hospitality in my city.
As he's wrapped up, I'm gonna start trying to loot him, see if he has like keys or like fine jewelry, anything that would look like a key or something, or like maybe would be some sort of way to get around the palace.
Yes, my king.
14.
Yeah, with a 14, you find 2 keys.
2 keys? Okay.
Well, my peasant, I shouldn't say my king anymore. My peasant,
How dare you speak to me like that, Sylvin?
my peasant,
I'll kill you!
they're not governments.
Someone like cast a silence spell in the sky or something, or holy shit.
I'll break his jaw.
Professor Link is here.
Now, I know what you've been doing in this city. The way you've been capturing people with slave trade, the queen herself is. How did you get her?
She was faithfully mine.
That's a big lie, because I've talked to her. I know that you got her from somewhere. She doesn't know how she was brought here. And from my past, anybody that decides to have anything involved in slave trade shall be. Honestly, I would love to just drive my sword through your neck right now, but I've been talked down. So what I would like out of you, if I would say spare you some less punishment, is information on these so-called slave traders. How can I cut the head off the snake truly care about, and I want to find them if I have to die for it.
Roll a persuasion at disadvantage.
Bad roll. 13. Or no, I got a plus 13, don't I? 17.
And you see King Hanson Wellington look up at you. He spits.
The only snakehead you should be cutting off is the one between your legs.
And I want to take my sword. I'll take it out, and I want to go up to his hand. And I want to kind of take one of his fingers off. Or like I want to sit there and like have his finger pulled off, and I want to put my sword there, and I just want to start like cutting it back and forth.
What did you say to me?
Spare me, please.
Information, where can I find it? It has to be somewhere in this castle. I've looked once.
Ugh.
I want to cut a little harder.
I'm gonna cast a Zone of Truth on him.
Nice.
So we'll have to make a save.
Okay. What is it, do you know? Or
I'll check quickly.
Oh.
It is a charisma save.
charisma?
Yep.
Does an 18 pass?
Yeah, guys. Shit.
By a lot ago.
15's my DC. So.
That's right.
You also see Zodia starts to stroll up too. And as you start cutting harder, he speaks out. As one knows what kind of punishment this wretched man deserves. Imprisonment, confinement. That is truthfully the worst thing you can do to a man who's had it all. I think he rots.
I agree. I do. But he may be a couple less. He might have a couple less fingers by the time he gets in there.
Also, left hand. Also, understand where that comes from.
So back to what I was saying, Wellington. Where's the information on these books? Are they locked away? I need to know every slave route possible. Whatever you have.
I hope if imprisonment is my punishment, I hope you search for those books and those record keeps for as long as I rot.
And I cut it off.
And now he's. How much did you just cut off one?
I just want to cut it off, yeah, like from here.
I was thinking. So he's just got a little nub there, and he's wailing.
And
I'm being serious.
you bastard! You took off my pinky!
I'll take off much more. You said you wanted me to, or you said you wanted to cut off my penis. How about I do the same?
You wouldn't dare!
Tell me where the books are.
You wouldn't dare!
Guards, pull his pants down. Let's see his chode.
so they roll him over, and he's still kind of kicking, but his feet can't even hit the ground.
Like, lift his belly up.
As this is happening, you actually see the queen comes out, and she is not wearing. It's funny.
I was picturing him. That's not what it looks like.
Not quite yet. Not quite there.
Not quite there.
She actually comes
Send him
from
over.
one of these doors.
She comes from
Somewhere over here. I'd assume maybe like over here. And she comes out, and she's not wearing any regalia. She's actually what looks like to have had like just simple like pieces of cloth on. And you see that she's carrying like a bag on her back. And it looks like this might have been the clothes that she's hidden and kept from when she was first taken. And she kind of walks over. I don't know, I'll say it. This is her. She kind of walks up and she just goes, I guess I wish to see you in a much worse state.
Give me about 10 minutes.
Queen Sabrina, how are you?
I knew this day was coming. I'm happy to see it.
I told you I wouldn't let you stay here under his imprisonment. Now you can watch me cut his penis off.
And she just stares.
She doesn't say it. Okay, I was
She
ready.
just stares right into the face.
Do I get like a? And can I like? What do I get from her? Like, does she not want this to happen? Does she want this to happen?
Roll an insight.
17.
She wants much worse.
Okay, all right. So I'll wait.
She's like dead staring into his soul, like just
Okay.
looking at him.
There's his pants down yet.
Yeah, and so the guard just unbuckle him and pull his pants down, and he's still. Oh wait, we gotta roll for his Johnsonville.
Oh, yes.
Give him that one.
He got that 20 penis!
So in the arms!
I don't know if I can do that.
That would be.
And so you pull it down.
Just a fucking horse cock.
You pull it down on a legit elephant. Whips out and it's dangling towards the side. And it's hitting you in the foot right now. So
Oh, yeah.
Queen Sabrina, my lord!
Holy, she's not looking.
Okay.
you can't miss.
Get on with it, Sylvin.
Are you impressed?
Like an apple?
And I want to take my sword and I
This
kind
thing
of.
would split you in half, Sylvin!
And I'll take my sword and I'll nestle it up against her.
Please.
Now tell me, do you have records of these slave traders or not? I would really recommend you think about what you're about to say.
Well, you know what, Sylvin? It's not like I'll ever need this anyways.
Yeah.
Cut it off, you won't!
Turn this bastard into a eunuch.
What do you say?
I look at the queen and I wait for acknowledgement.
And then she actually walks over to him. And she stands about like 2 inches in front of his face. Now you see me the way I was when you first took me. I hope the fat sloughs off your face and your skin when you're in a cell without a fucking penis.
Right at that moment, I'll chop it off.
And you chop it off, and now you just got this hunk of a penis.
I wanna
It's like squirming around. And as you do that, he screams for a little bit, and there's just blood gushing out of it, and you see him just go fucking black out.
He should be waking up soon. Healers, tend to this man's penis. We have more to discuss with him.
Yes, I think that's enough for now, Sylvin.
Sorry, I wanted to get that information.
No, you're fine. I don't want to have everyone else
Well,
question.
I don't know if there's healers around. I'll kind of direct him to try to help because I'm assuming he's pretty pale. He's probably
A lot of blood.
A lot of pain.
There are not any healers around, and the guards are just all like looking around each other as the king's blood is just shooting from his
Drop me
penis.
down.
And I'll kind of grab like I don't. Is there like some rugs or something? Or like,
Yeah, like this is a whole this is a whole rug that you can like
get his dick.
And like, I guess if there's any like on these windows, if there's any
like
shades, I'll grab them and then I'll like put them on the wound.
Okay. Yeah.
And I guess like, ooh,
On his penis.
on his penis. What I'm gonna do actually, I'm gonna cast heat metal on my sword.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to cauterize.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So,
So do that.
I'll just battle if I have to take damage. I
Let's
will.
let's just do a medicine check.
Medicine check. Medicine. 7.
You do your best.
Does it seem like it's
I mean, it kind of works, but it's
And you guys
looks
still kind of
mangled.
shooting out?
You
It's
guys
mangled.
just get the stench of the worst burning fat man flesh in this room, and
Did-
everyone's like, ugh.
Do I notice? Does it seem to be bleeding less after I do that?
Not much.
Not much.
Like maybe you just left a big fucking burn.
Okay.
Does anybody know? Is anybody good at doing this? Doesn't this work? Can't you, Carter?
I'm not in the interest of severing a penis. I'm
Penis
sorry,
I've seen
Sylvin.
severed, so I
Yes,
don't
I'm
even
sorry,
know the thing of this.
The theory makes sense.
And I'll quick one more time. I'll try to like do it one more time. just kind of around the outside, and then after that, I'll just push the, try to put pressure on it.
Another medicine.
19.
19, and yeah, you take the flat part of the blade and you just press it in, and it just fully cauterizes, and you hear like sizzling of the skin, and it seems like it just closes enough, and
And then I'll cast prestidigitation and just try to clean up the blood.
And everyone's just like, whoa.
Yes, I'm sorry, Al.
everyone makes constitution.
I might make one. 2!
And you see thing now, and you axe a little hairball.
I was thinking it's smelling worse.
you see like Zodius like.
And you see Luther, Sylvin, I do believe this is enough of that.
I was trying to get the information. You didn't give it to me.
I understand.
I thought geez, who wouldn't just give me the information's useless to him now.
Yes.
This one is. Alright,
He still does hate you.
he does. Well, I think should we take him down to the prison?
I do believe so. Well,
We have much to discuss.
if I can, I forget what the spell's called, some discs, I can float them down there
Oh yeah. Oh, to the.
to the prison. Unless you guys can carry this fat bastard.
Oh no.
How about 6 of you guards? You want to escort him down on the thing, on the disc,
Yes.
down to the prison?
Yeah, we just throw them onto the disc.
Yeah.
And follow.
And so yeah, you guys roll, do your best to get the king kind of stationary, and you see a disc come up from underneath the ground actually, and it lifts the king up, and you see Luther start heading down to where the prison is with like 5 guards, escorting the king down to the prison.
And then I'll look towards the queen. Be like, Queen, how do you plan on staying, leaving? You know what you are doing here.
I'm going back home. Harry Brooks. I'm going to seek passage there. Do not know how I will get there, but I'm sure someone down at the docks will help a fellow queen out.
I'm gonna kind of look over at someone, kind of like.
We do have a boat. I don't know where our journey is going to be next. Once we get this place in order, and we feel good about who's going to be in charge, we're going to set sail, and wherever the tides take us, so we're going to end up, but we can make a stop at Perry Books if that's not where we go.
I would much greatly appreciate it if you were able to provide passage for me to get back home. But I understand if your duties call yourselves elsewhere.
I wouldn't really choose. That's not where we go. We can still make a pit stop and get you off.
Until then, could you show us these places of this palace? We're familiar at all. Silver Swans, do you have any familiarity where the treasury or where these rooms would be?
Yes, I do know where the king kept his treasure, yes. There's other places too, but I do not believe it would be much value to you. But follow me, yes. We'll get to the treasury.
Is there an armory? Any special weapons or armor that we're aware of?
Fortunately, more than likely any armor that we had is out there in that courtyard.
There would be a lot of metal out there to deconstruct and melt down to make into some armor.
I can put some time into it.
I could help.
It may help that we give some to the Tyde as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
This might work out nice for.
Most of those guys, they look
Right.
like they have the best equipment.
I think most of it would be best kept here, but if there's some steel or something that we could melt down, and you two could craft some armor for Dorias, that'd be kind of sweet.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
We'll follow you, my queen.
Should I go and start tending to that? That could take time.
I'm gonna say we should go out and start having some of the Tyde members start rounding up some of the best blades and armor that they can, like steel-wise.
You seem to have this under control. I don't know if not that I don't value my own input, and I don't think you guys don't value my input, but I think we have enough people here to do the discussions with. I can take matters of things I'm more familiar with.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
It's
it
up to
does.
you.
I'm gonna head out there and I'll I'll start helping the Tyde get armor off and stuff like that to take to the blacksmith. And so I guess like while I'm doing that, the other thing I want to do is I want to get one of the blacksmiths that I talked to earlier, and I want to have I want to come and get him to like help with some of that stuff, so that way like I have an idea of how much I'm gonna need for like rough estimate.
Well,
That'll be what I'll do.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good. So you're headed up the castle out into the courtyard to help scavenge.
And Brecken, you can come with me if you'd like. Otherwise, you can stay.
I'm coming.
So us three will be the ones.
So I'll
discuss.
as we're scavenging the loot, I'm gonna keep a
My
nice
two
keep a
assistants.
really close eye out for any nice
The most trusted Padawan.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna keep an eye out for like any really nice bows or anything I could use for my gear while we're scavenging.
Okay, will do. As far as the three of you that were still in the High Castle, you following the Queen?
Yep.
Down to the treasury. And so yeah, she leads you kind of deeper within the castle. She actually has a few keys that get into kind of higher security rooms, and she gets to this big room with this huge arcing doors, and she goes to the door and she whispers a few words, and you hear, and you see something kind of dissipate all over the wall, or all over the door. And with that, she kind of stabs in the key and starts turning the wheel, and then she pushes, and inside you see shelves and shelves and shelves of chests with treasure and like gems and gold falling out of it.
Seems like he may have been hoarding this for a while.
Yes, he was not a generous king.
God.
I think one of the first things we could do is some renovations around the city.
Yes, we're gonna have to stimulate the economy with all the damage that we did. Do you know any estimate of what's in here?
Last I knew, it was probably roughly 25,000, 30,000.
I don't know. I'll look at the Silver Swans. I don't know how you want to divvy it up. Figure this out. I know you must pay Draken still with some treasure, and I know we need to keep some of the reserves. I don't know how much is going to be available for us or you guys. What are your thoughts?
Luther kind of looks around. I think before these decisions are made, we should establish a new order within the city first. That way we can allocate who's staying, who needs to get a cut of the pay if they leave, possibly allocations for the city. Should we go round table?
Yes, I think that'd be a good idea.
In the room, I want to make a perception check. If there's any like magical like weapons or like things that wouldn't be like currency or like treasure, you know?
Yep.
Things that would be more combat wise.
Yep.
Oh, fuck. 12. Who's on the next? Can't hold off.
No, you just see just a bunch of precious jewels, gems, and a lot of gold.
We can. Yeah, we'll go to the round table.
All right. And so at that round table, it's actually where you guys weren't there, but it's where Rowan and or Brecken and Rowan met for the first time when they sent you off on a mission to find out what that red list was doing. And inside, it's a huge table. It seats 12 on each side, so 24 total. But you guys, probably in this meeting right now, only have probably 12 people max with you.
Do we get the Brewseekers in there too then?
The Brewseekers did not follow.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if they were with us or not.
Is that Vernon with us?
Vernon is not too either.
So it's just us and the Swans,
Silver
the
Swans,
Queen.
the Queen, and then there's like a few like guard might have followed you. So like you three, Silver Swans at 7, Queen 8, and then we'll say 2 guards. That's 10. Okay.
And then Zodia's body.
And we'll say Zodiac.
So I'm assuming these guards are probably like more captains or like lieutenants.
Yep,
stuff like
yep.
that.
Yep. Who?
Okay.
Yep. Higher rank.
Okay.
Could I say that Bruce and Boris followed me up?
Yeah.
Or followed us
Yeah.
up?
We'll say. Well, they were actually out on the battlefield. They never even went.
Oh,
into-
okay.
Oh no, okay, that's okay. I saw them with us, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just kind of put them there.
No, you're good. I just.
But so, what was everyone's thought as far as the next phase of leadership for Skulldugger?
Sorry, I'm missed that. Are we all in the circle room?
Yep,
right now?
yep.
Who's all in there again? Real
So you three,
Yeah.
you, Sigmund, Bradley, all the Silver Swans, Luther, Lex, Fang, and the last one, Arthur.
Yeah.
And then Zodia, the king, or the queen, and 2 guards / people 11.
Well, Sylvin, I think I liked your idea. Our first idea was to basically see if the queen was interested in staying, but it sounds like she's not. So with that, I think we would need to have an election, but each guild maybe can put a representative on the High Council. That way, each part of the city is represented. I don't know if you guys had any other thoughts.
But we also wanted Vernon to be some sort of
Yes.
advisor, counselor, as his experience might be
Yes.
valuable for us.
Yes, he seemed like a wise old man.
I think that if we're going to do this election, or however we're going to do it, whoever wants to nominate themselves, I think the only way to do it would be to someone of truth, who can ask questions that we feel would best suit the city.
I think there are spellcasters for that, so yes, I think that's a good idea. Yes, I think Vernon may be one. Another person that may be on the High Council is Nadia.
Yes.
She is the leader of the Tyde. I think her and Vernon would do representing well for the Tyde.
I think another one that would be a good one to include is just somebody that would be not as much input, but somebody to be on the council. Would be the Gold Bank representative. What's that called? Golden Bank.
Golden Bank, yes.
Just as because that might be some money.
Yes, I forget his name. Edmund. Yes, it is Edmund.
He would be somebody that could be employed under the city as sort of their fund keeper.
The only thing I worry about that is what's his connection to the Platinum Cross.
I don't know.
So that's where he
If
may
it's separate, it's separate. If it's not,
want to
can't.
sabotage. But if the money's flowing, I believe he would probably be helping.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's what would motivate him, but I just don't know what his connections to it.
Do you know, is the Golden Bank associated with the Platinum Cross?
I do not know. Obviously, they must be closer related somehow, but I do believe the Golden Bank acts as its own independent operation, set aside from government royalties.
Who did you have in mind for the council?
I would like my son, Arthur, to be king.
Luther, I'm sorry, that's not fucking happening.
Sylvin, I realize this, that you and Arthur have not gotten off on the right
No.
foot.
No.
But you must remember, we are the ones that are staying.
No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to.
You are the ones that are leaving. Should we carry that to wait for any voting?
What's the reason why you want to have you king, or your son is king?
He is young, he is strong. He was my son. I know will grow into a fit king. He needs to get his temper under control a little bit, and I will not be leaving his side. I am too old for king, or else I would nominate myself.
Luther, here's the. I mean, I don't remember his things, but the way I've seen him act, nothing against you, but when you're here, he kind of behaves himself, right? Sometimes.
I think we have risked too much to put that much on the line with this game.
I don't know. I think we could definitely find worse options than what Arthur would be, especially if we had the council, and we know they're supporting us in the Tyde. I don't think it's as bad as what you guys are thinking.
The way he's talked to me, it resembles the king. Unfortunately, I'm not comparing you two. The way it's very similar. He will look down on people below him. He will see himself high above anyone else. And I believe he will also put himself before any other decision made. Anything that benefits him, I think he will go with.
Well, before we get too far...
Now you, I think, would be a great candidate, but you're too old.
I am old. I think before we get too far into negotiations, why don't we get in gather everyone who will have a say into this vote. Get them here now. We can cast this voting here today.
The one, I want a couple people in particular. I think every guild should have a say, because they have a lot of what goes on in this place. I think Jakar would be a good person, pretty level-headed. Boris, his presence among the council would be well known. Jorah would be another one.
Yes.
And obviously, I think that one of us should have a seat. As a
Which one of you will have a seat on this council?
that has to be decided amongst ourselves.
If we're planning on leaving here, I don't know if that would be the wisest to have someone have a seat. How would we participate in the council meeting to make decisions? We would just leave a vacant spot.
Oh, there's magic for a reason for communication.
I agree with
I just
Dora.
think that we've been kind of without us here. I know that we got destroyed, but we kind of got the ball rolling on this whole thing. I feel it's only right as if we have a seat, even if it may not be filled very often.
I do believe, Sylvin, that Soti Maulkeye, you have spurred change in the city that many view long overdue. I do believe, even if you are not here present in the city, you should always reserve a seat for you or any one of your party members if you ever were to return.
I think so too.
We can make that happen.
But obviously, we won't be the ones here.
If I'm being honest, I think Bradley should be the one to take that seat.
I think Bradley would be a great candidate.
I believe me and you are two polar opposite, and he's a good mix of both of us.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
And you guys see Luther whisper something to the guards. Guard nods. If you guys want to try to perceive what you heard.
I'll
what he
try.
said. Yeah.
Yes.
Perception?
Yep.
16.
They're rounding up.
Dirty
Arm
20.
down for a dragon.
Only Sigmund, you hear this. He says to one of the guards, "Can you go fetch Jorah, Boris?" Yeah.
okay.
So he's asking the guard to go fetch the people.
If possible, but you can nod as well.
Yes.
Sorry, I heard you say that.
Yes, please. Actually, you didn't know he did.
Or did 16 not get it? Oh, shit. Okay, never mind.
Hey, take some psychic damage over there.
I'm like, D12.
11.
But yeah, so the guard goes out, and yeah, we can continue the discussion here.
I will say, I think Luna may be a person to sit in for us on the council if we're away, and she could be our advisor.
I think that's good, yeah.
And then Bradley can participate in anything that's major, or
Does she send ravens? Or how is that a thing around here?
I don't know. You use sending spells.
I
is
use
all I know.
sending, but I don't know.
But I'm
does
sure you
Luna-
could send ravens, or
Does Luna have magic just to get information?
I don't know if she does, but
And in my time, I don't believe ravens would be fast enough. In the moment of discussion, I think magic works best.
we would just have to get someone to use magic, which, of course, Silver Swans with magic, and you're quite the caster, aren't you?
Yes. Yeah.
I think Vernon has
Vernon could as
magic.
well.
I think Vernon has sending because I think he sent it to me.
And I mean, I believe we would just have to trust Luna to vote on our best interests, but I believe that she would. And I believe she is actually someone who is important on preserving the history and the things that have happened in the city, which will be good. I think we need to remind everyone of why they're all here, Dracus, and what the terrible pain and how terrible the King Wellington was.
So it does not happen again.
Yes. I think she would be great for that.
I'm sure with the funds of below this castle could also procure some sort of enchantment on something so that conversation could be easier.
That would be a good idea.
I'm sure we have enough funds here. Can't get back into his voice right now. I don't know why.
Yes, I think that might be a good idea. Like I said, I'm sure the other two have no problem if we nominate nominate Bradley as on the council.
I'd be honored.
So the people on the council, they will have vote correct as far as who will wear the crown next.
I think that would be fair.
Yes, so let's make sure we have this listed out. So we have, who would be on the council from the Swans? Be yourself?
It'd be myself, yes. I am nominating my son.
Luther, Vernon, Bradley, Jorah, or not Boris.
Boris, yeah, Boris.
Yeah, Boris. Yeah, I think that's what
Yeah.
Or not Boris, who's his partner?
Bruce?
Bruce. I said Boris.
Isn't Boris the Battle Bull?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want him.
I think he'd be good to get some light on the part.
Think.
I think so.
Boris or Bruce. Well, maybe they'll choose. We'll let them.
They can choose. I think any party would be able to nominate the one they want. Whoever their leader is, I guess.
So we have Luther, Vernon, Bradley, Jorah, Jakar, Bruce. And then did you
Did you
we
put,
want
you
yeah.
put Vernon?
Yes, and Vernon, sorry.
Nadia.
And Nadia.
Nadia.
What's that total? Is it close to 10?
That's 8.
We want one more, right?
Probably,
Have an odd number?
probably one more, yes.
King and
Or you keep it 8 and the king makes the final say.
the king and 8 advisors.
I believe we actually should make it odd. Because then if there's ever a vote, there would never be an even tie.
See, we have to decide, will the king vote on this or does he
No, the king would not be able
the
to
king
vote.
wouldn't be able to vote. No, we should have one more. Because if the king was the final say, he would just make whatever he wants happen.
So we have Nadia, Luther, Vernon, Bradley, Jorah, Jakar, Bruce. That's 2. Oh, that's only 7. I counted wrong. So we should be good.
That's fine. Yes.
Now, one thing that we might need to take into consideration, these are all higher ups. I do feel it would be noble and meaningful to the people that live in the slums if we took some people from their sort of social class to bring in another perspective that some may be blind to. Now, I have no idea.
I will warn. The king did set aside meeting hours with the people of the slums. Where the people of the slums could voice their opinions and struggles that they're facing. However, the king never spoke to them, never gave them a time of day when they came into the throne room to speak to the king.
I think the respect would go a long way, and I'm not saying we're going to fix every problem.
If I were to stay, I could join this council and make sure that happens. I heard most of the complaints of the city, of the slums, and he brushed them off like nothing. I think that
So you are volunteering on staying.
And so when you were gone, I roleplayed the queen a little bit.
Okay.
I said, if you ever change of heart, we'll let you take back over.
I think as well that Nadia could be someone good that would.
But I would only stay under someone I trust.
Of course.
How do you feel about Arthur?
He's struggled. I can see it in him, but we've had a weak king for a long time. And he suppressed a lot of us here, including me. He could be good to have someone strong, but I do agree to have others put him into place when he needs to be. I think he is childish in nature, and once he realizes what his worth is and his importance, he might be okay. But I could be naive.
To me, this sounds like Game of Thrones 2.0. Joffrey.
We're in the broken.
Well, what we could do if you stay, we could have the slums nominate someone for the representative. That would make 9.
I think just one person.
Yes, 1.
And like even if you don't stay, I think we could find. If you want to go.
If she
there.
doesn't stay,
Well, maybe my job is to make sure that is facilitated, and then I can leave.
all right.
So we need 2 more.
Yes, but I think we're nitpicking at this point.
Agreed.
I think we need to figure out the main stuff and get moving.
Well, I think this is pretty main.
No, I know that, but I don't know whether we're trying to figure one out person or not. I mean, maybe someone will come to mind while we're in motion.
And as kind of this, conversation's carrying out, points are being made. One of the guards brings in the people who he was sent to go fetch that Jacquard. He brought in Boris. He brought in Vernon, and then he brought in Nadia. So I believe that was.
So everyone's there?
So everyone is there.
Perfect. So the only person we're missing would be the one person from the slums.
Yep, from the slums. Yep. And as everyone walks in, greetings, everyone. We are trying to figure out the next structure of rule and leadership here in Skolgar. You all have been appointed to have seats on this High Council. With conversation of you and your party, it sounds like those have been carried out and agreed upon. Now
Who's
with that,
here with the Brewseekers?
Boris.
Boris. Okay.
Yep.
It is worth.
It is
Well,
Boris.
they decided on Boris.
And so everyone takes their seats.
You beat her, man. I don't want all the fuck gods up.
And so everyone takes their seats. And with that, comes time to call a vote. For those of you who want to be appointed or have a nomination of who wears and bears the throne next, speak now, and judgment and votes will be casted. I, myself, would like Arthur to be king, and I would like each and every one of you to vote for him. And when he says that, Sylvin, Sigmund, Bradley, and a few others, you will have to pass wisdom saves.
Hey, you get +3 though, because I'm sealed by each other.
They did as well.
Yeah.
Oh, so wait, do we get a vote? Or does it just be
I don't know. Would we?
So do we get a vote?
Are we
or is it
getting a
just
vote, or
him?
is it just Bradley right now?
It's right now it's just Bradley, but you guys have to pass this wisdom save too.
Okay.
Because I got a 24, so
Okay.
I'm thinking of it.
I got a 12.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's like a 1920
Yep.
Jacquard.
Okay.
And then Artie versus Reed.
Yep. Okay. All right. And so with that, Sylvin and Bradley, Jacquard, or Sabrina, Jacquard passed.
Yep.
Sabrina, Boris, Nadia, and who's the other fucker?
Jorah.
Jorah. Yep. Jorah. You guys all nod your head. Yeah, I think Arthur would be a good fit king. Yeah. Sounds good to me.
I think he could be too.
Yeah, I guess.
So what do I feel right now?
You feel like this overwhelming presence of like, yeah, I can get it. Like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think he'd be alright.
Do I know there was any? Since I passed, did I feel any effect or anything? Or I'll look at Sylvan too, because I know he was just bitching about Arthur being king, and like when he goes, yo, yeah, I'm fine with that. We're like looking at him like, what the fuck? Seems like a charm person.
You don't know, and it just seems like conversation's been carried out, but you do notice that someone's kind of switch of heart.
Sylvan, you change your heart so quickly.
How long does this last? Yeah, it's.
You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. It just.
I mean, it'll last this entire thing for sure.
I think it'll be good. I think it'll be someone fit to rule.
Glad you've realized that. I'm surprised that didn't take more convincing out of you.
Yeah, me too.
I agree with the author as well.
And then Jacquard speaks up and goes, well, I guess my vote would not even matter in this sense. So I guess Nadia, I'm sorry. I would have voted you.
And Luther kind of looks around. I think that settles it then. Arthur will be the new king of Skolgar. surrounded by his councilmen. And you see they bring in Arthur. Arthur is now in the room, and they kind of sit him down, and Luther steps aside from like the king's like high chair at the end of the table. Arthur sits down, and one of like the commander guards comes in with the crown that was laying on the throne room, and he sets it on Arthur's head.
And Arthur also kind of like sits there.
we really just put a shitter on that.
You see Arthur sort of like sitting there, and he kind of looks uncomfortable, and he actually like takes the crown off, and he kind of sets it down to the side, and he goes, "This is my job. I'll do it. I'm not wearing that crown. I will be making my own."
With that, you're Luther. Well, I think it's settled then. All hail, King Arthur! You hear everyone else kind of, all hail, King Arthur!
I won't say that.
I'm not saying it.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
not saying it.
I'll say it.
Okay, so Bradley says it.
And Arthur looks to the room. I know some of you here may not want me on this position, but something happened out there. When I saw just random people dying for what occurred to me finally was a really, really stupid reason. For a fat man who just commanded someone to die. And I realized when one of my own friends of my guild was easily slain, I didn't want that for my own father. I have a long place to go. I may be ignorant, but I want you all to know, I truthfully do want to see this place reunited. I talk a lot because I want to be great. And I guess I understand my temper is not always taken in the best light. I want Tyde to become again. I want us to become again. In my stupid ways. I know that you all will help me in this journey. And with that, he takes off his shield and he takes his sword and he just throws him to the ground. My sword is yours. And I hope yours will be mine. Please forgive me for my past.
I'll do an insight check on him.
Yeah.
Does he seem like he's sincere, or he's just full of shit from everything else he's been talking? Let's go, 19.
You understand that it is a show because he's trying to sway people, but he's also very sincere about it. So he is.
Okay.
It seemed with the 19, I'll say you get the sense that he has been boisterous about a lot of things because he wanted to try to prove himself.
Yeah. Okay.
And then so he's arrogant and his temper did lead him astray a lot of the times, but now that he's in the position that he has wanted for a long time, or been
Yeah, it
told
feels
should
like
have,
he's in a
he
position
feels like now that he
now.
can actually like tell people the things that he's wanted, but
And he seems like he's sincere about like the city and stuff too, right?
yes, he seems as if
Like when he talks about uniting, like that part, he definitely
Yes.
seems sincere.
he seems. I guess with the 19, you get the sense that uniting is in what you're doing now.
Yeah.
You might not understand if he really wants like the slums and the
Well, that's
High
okay.
Castle to be,
Yeah.
but you understand that like he wants some sort of unity within the island.
Okay. Cool.
Well spoke, my son. You're beginning to sound more and more like your father.
We have an opportunity to do something great on this island. I think we should put the past problems aside and look for the people. So you're sincere. I think we can do that here.
Yes, I mean, you did pick the best leader you could. And he freezes. I understand. That was really stupid. And he cuts himself.
We do have another order of business.
Yes.
About the sword I'm wielding.
It's a mighty fine
I
sword.
believe it deserves to stay in the city. My proposal is the king may wield it one day, but he must prove himself first, worthy of wielding that. I don't believe we're able just to give that to him now. The power of Dracus is, if anyone is wielding this sword, can basically bring ruin to the whole city by themselves if they wanted to. With that, I believe a price must be paid. This is a very powerful sword. If I'm willing to give it up, I believe that Soti Maulkeye or myself, is there something in return?
Yes.
It is.
I think that is only fair if you are to give up such a powerful sword. Follow me. I know of an ancient relic. This castle. I'm assuming you want to follow.
Yeah.
Is there a spot in the middle of the table?
What?
Is there a spot in the middle of the table that there's a space that that sword could be stabbed into in the middle of the table? It'd be kind of badass.
Oh, like from the table.
Yeah, it's in the table, and then one day he can draw it when he feels right. 19.
19. No. But where are you leading them?
I'm leading them back up to the throne room, actually.
Oh. To the other room that was previous?
To this room, actually, right here.
Oh, they were in a different room.
Yep, they were in a different room, actually. Yep.
Yeah, so as you get let out, you actually notice there is a slot, not in the table in there, but in the throne.
No, I'm trying to look at
And it's on the right hand, and it looks like it goes down into the armrest.
If that sword's gonna stay here, I feel it should be holstered in its rightful place
I'm okay with
until the
that.
day that he's voted on wielding it.
May I see the sword? I promise.
You may.
Relic in return. And Luther takes the sword and he starts casting something over it. He starts whispering into the sword. And you guys can try to do perceptions to hear what he's saying.
Yeah, I'll.
13.
Zodiac is part of this.
22, I'm real good at
21.
Yeah, I'd say if he followed.
Yeah, I think he was just watching in. He rolled in at 20.
Got 21.
21.
In 22.
Nobody besides Zodia really knows what's going on. I'll text you what Zodia knows. And he says it, and you guys all see his words kind of go out onto the sword, and you see the sword kind of illuminate this purple. And you see Luther stand, and he stabs the sword into the slot. And when he stabs it, you hear a shoo. And when that happens, the purple glow dissipates, and with that, something kind of reaches up along the sides of the swords of the blade, almost like rock structure, and it cements to the sword.
Perfect. Wish I had that kind of magic.
Well, as promised, an ancient relic. And in the throne, something that you guys never noticed before, along the back of the spine, it's actually a blade, and it meets at the top. And Luther starts kind of dismantling it with his mage hand, and he takes this blade of the sword out, and now kind of like the back of the chair. It looks a little bit weird because it's now like indented. It's missing the spine of the chair where you rest on. And he takes the mage hand and he kind of presents it to you, Sigmund.
I could really look at it, and I'm assuming it's beaming with magical energy right now.
And it's beaming, and it's a blue. It looks ice. It looks like an ice blade. It's beaming with magical energy.
And it's something that kind of blended in with the gold and silver of the actual chair, and with the fat ass king, like you could only just see like the top of the sword. So like you didn't really ever like know to check. You just kind of saw like the point of the sword. But yeah,
Do you know what it does?
I do not know what it does. No, but I do know a great long while ago there were legendary items on each of the islands that were used in the Great War, cataclysmic war that almost destroyed many races. And so from that, each of the islands vowed to never construct these swords again, weapons. This is the blade of one of those swords. Well, find the other two spots, two pieces of this sword, and you could potentially reconstruct it and wield the power of one of the islands.
So this is just a piece.
Indeed it is.
Thank you. You know where the other ones are.
Lost with time, but I will say, each island has a weapon, and each island, all the pieces rest. Some are scattered on Oldstead, remaining two pieces, I'm assuming a handle, and maybe a gemstone that goes with it. I'm unsure, but that is for sure one piece of it.
I think this is probably worth the trade. Maybe I can try to study it for a while and see if it's usable as of right now. The condition it's in, like, so if it's just like the blade part then?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no hilt or anything on it?
No hilt, it's literally just the blade. Just the blade. And you see like where the hilt would go, it's like the blade, and then the spot with like the really skinny like piece of iron. Like yep. That's like this is kind of what you're holding on to right now.
Well, maybe we can put a temporary hilt on it for the time being.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
So maybe use
do it.
part of the enchantment on here. Well, I think this is up. Gonna trade.
Yes, and it's only right that that sword stays here. Dracus scares off anything.
Yeah, when I agree.
Yes. I think you guys are more deserving of this item than anyone else that resides on this island. Not only have you cured this island of its disease and its evil, you have also united Oldstead for good and evil on both sides.
Yes. Well, I think we left the room, but there may be another vote. I think you need to figure out how much you need to pay Dracus for his aid in this battle. I did promise him treasure, and I will not be leaving till he gets that treasure.
I do not think he will be leaving either until he gets that treasure.
Me like here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's his head in.
But after kind of that all the exchange takes place, there is one more piece of business I would like to discuss with Soti Maulkeye. As I was down in the prison cells, I do not believe it is just for the prisoners of an old king to be held prisoner of a new one. Their crimes or whatever even they were thrown in there for, we have no idea. I do believe that they should be given a second chance for this new rule. I know of people being thrown in there for petty crimes, looking at the king wrong, placing wagers on the king's men, his favorite team in the pummel pits. A lot of those men have been thrown in jail for unjust reasons. I do believe it'd be fair if we gave them another chance.
Well, I think you're a representative. What do you think?
The only downfall is I'm sure there are some bad people there that have bad things, and perhaps you know how many are down there.
I didn't get a head count. Kind of just tossed the king into the first available cell, to be honest.
Suggest we could do some insurance on each one of them, and if their crimes are petty, we could let them go. But they were more serious, like murder, I'm not sure if they should be left out.
Absolutely. Well, if you guys would like, perhaps we could go do that now. As our next order of business. And we can go our separate ways.
Not me.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Alright. Well, follow me. And he starts leading you guys down. He leads you further into the castle, and eventually he gets to these this old, pretty shitty looking door, and he opens it. He takes the torch alongside the door there, and he starts walking down. I'm assuming you guys follow.
Yep.
Okay. And as you guys get down to the dungeon area, the prison area, it's completely dark. It's musty. It's got some stuff leaking into it. It's gross. Smells like shit. Smells like piss. Stinky people. And you hear, and that's kind of everything you hear coming from. And it's a straight kind of hallway like this, and it kind of like half domes. It's a big like half dome area, all cobblestone, no light in sight besides the torch that Luther's holding right now. You just hear moans and cries of people in there. Well, I believe we should just go down the road and see what people think. And so their first one is a dwarf. His name is. Get it here. His name is Toby.
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 Before we kind of start doing this, is everybody kind of in the same area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's like.
I'll say something quick here.
Excuse me, everybody. My name's Sylvin. Probably don't know who I am. Little small dragonborn. You can't see me probably right now. Just know that in a minute here you will be put on a trial, and you will be forced to say the truth, to speak the truth. A new king has been named. Arthur.
What's his last name?
I actually have a
Right. Sure, there.
Arthur Swan.
That could be good.
And he feels out of his generosity of his heart that some of you were thrown in here for unjust reasons, some maybe not. And if we deem you to be thrown in here for an unjust reason, we will be giving you a second chance. So everybody please quiet down so we can do our business, and hopefully you'll be seeing the light of day again soon.
We're here to save us.
Soti Maulkeye.
Don't forget it.
Full course of inflection.
But yeah, Toby's a half dwarf, or he's a dwarf. He's a male, and looks like he's been in there for a little bit.
How's it going, Toby?
Not good.
How's it been down here?
Terrible. Help, please.
Just ask him his crimes.
I can try to help you.
Yes.
Who's got the spell?
What?
Are we doing a spell?
I thought that's what we were going to do.
Yes, I think that's what we were going to do.
I don't have those capabilities myself.
We could get the clerics down here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't have spells to be wasting.
Just go with the clerics.
Yeah, we'll say they get the clerics down here.
Sorry, I wanted to ask him what I wanted the spell on first.
Mm-hmm.
Can they be willing to do it?
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
I think they can.
Yeah, if they're willing, they just automatically
go in.
If they're not willing, they make the save.
Alright, clerics, put your spell on this guy. His name's Toby, he's a dwarf.
And so you kind of see this kind of presence go over Toby, and you can ask him.
Toby, what did you get thrown into jail for? What are your crimes?
Just one crime.
What is it?
Coming back late from the serpent inn, and I was hammered, of course. And I was taking a piss on one of the buildings. I don't know, one of the buildings, and guards apprehended me and threw me in jail.
Unlock him.
We can relate.
Who's got the council?
And then actually say
I do want to say something else, though.
Arthur.
Oh, sorry.
Right?
Yeah,
Is Arthur?
We'll say Arthur. He kind of like agrees, and he has the keys, and he kind of unlocks it.
Toby, one more question for you.
My heroes.
Are you a sailor?
Oh, no.
Alright.
I'll go with
Thank
that.
you.
He kisses
What's
her
over
feet.
here?
You're welcome, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Go enjoy the fresh day.
Thank you. He's running off the stairs.
Next.
Yep, and the next one is Nell. Seems to be a woman human. About middle aged, big tits.
Hey, let's see him. Bust check.
We gotta roll to see if she's got big knacks. Oh, decent knacks. 15 knacks.
Whoa, not Lunas.
Yeah,
Not those nat 20s, baby.
Nice firm ones.
When I wait till the spell goes on,
Yep. Well, she'll fight.
she's gonna fight it.
She doesn't pass.
She doesn't.
She doesn't pass.
Oh, she does.
She doesn't.
Oh, doesn't. Sorry.
No?
Yes.
What is your crimes and what have you been put in here for?
Well, I slaughtered my husband for cheating on me.
And I'll just and I'll look at her.
That one stays, I think.
I killed my husband for cheating on
I
me.
don't like us. So
I can relate.
that's a weird
Let her
way
go.
to fight, but It's actually got cooler.
And before we go to the next one, I'll kind of like announce the room. Say, if any rest of you try to fight this spell, be automatic.
This guy's
You'll stay here.
Oh.
No sense in fighting it.
Make a perception check.
I was kind of counting on that from the get-go.
26.
That's
26.
amazing. We know this.
What's
Yeah,
that?
you've seen that whoever heard you kind of like sits upright a little bit more and just like definitely are like a little bit more on edge. You're like,
What did he say?
So if you fight the spell, then automatically you'll stay in prison.
Alright, next one.
The next one you see is Amelia. She is an elf.
Hello, Amelia.
I'll wait till the spell goes.
What have you been put in here for? What are your crimes?
I do not know. I arrived on a ship and guards apprehended me right away. And they said it was because I'm an elf.
I'm not the door.
Amelia, were you a slave by chance?
I don't know.
Are you from around here?
No, I'm from Harry Brooks.
Oh, you stay with us.
Oh.
But you are free.
Oh, so I'm good to go?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Follow us.
Thank you.
And on to the next one. It reads Torren Fey. And you see this guard. you see this prisoner is chained up. He has all limbs chained.
I didn't even think about it.
He's related to the other guys. He's related to Tolum and Tokala. Wait, it's Torren?
Torren, T-O-R.
Because it was Tokala and the other guy was Tolum.
So Torren. Let's see.
Oh, let's go.
Jesus.
That's sick.
I have no more room. I already have
Yeah,
more die. Rest in peace.
That makes you
No.
even more pumped.
Rest in peace.
Fucking love it.
I just keep putting X's for names, so I'll put another X.
So what are we at? Torren Fey?
Torren Fey.
2 R's, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know why. I was like, why is he sending us down to the dungeon to do this?
Well,
I was like,
if you didn't say it, I would have been completely taken. I didn't think about it at all.
I was picked up on it right away.
And then you like had all these people in the book, and I'm like, why does he care about these people? And I'm like, oh, duh.
Right now, you can see Torrance, his head's hanging.
Yep, his head.
Long blonde hair is falling down his face in front of it.
Blonde, you said?
Yes.
Spell.
Torren,
Yes.
what have you done and why are you in prison?
I have not done anything wrong. All I was doing was on the run after a battle. I just wandered and was exhausted. I sat down and then was captured.
What battle?
I don't know. Father said that the settlers and the leader were trying to kill us.
Are you part of the Lethal?
Lethal. Yes.
And roll history checks, everyone.
So you were
Remember, Oak Park.
15.
You guys know.
Yeah, I got a higher than that.
Anyone above a 15?
15. I'm about, yeah. I don't
Okay.
want to look.
You guys know one. The druids do not know common language. There's only a few that do.
The royals did.
And it's
Royals
Tokala
did.
Fae, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're.
Your father.
she's royal.
What's his name?
His name is Tokala.
interesting.
Do you know him?
Well,
Let's just say I met him before in the battlefield.
What battle?
The Battle of Skullgar.
Tiger.
Yeah, Tyber, sorry. Tyber Cove.
Probably the battle that you ran from.
How long ago was this?
Do you not remember?
This last couple of weeks have been difficult. All I know is we had a giant war. It was going okay. Mayhem ensued then, and we ran. We were fighting travelers. Father said, Sandor, evil. So I wanted to kill and protect my people.
Yes, you were made the right choice. Sander was an evil man, and I want you to know we were blinded by his evilness, his
Wait,
shadows.
you work with Sandor?
At one point.
Yes, we did.
And you can see him start to squirm in his
starts
chain.
starts moving his chains.
But I want you to know that he is dead now, and by our blade.
And actually, I forgot to point this part out. So he's an elf, and he's got blonde hair, but half his hair on this side is a lot short. Like this side's long, and this side right now is short. And across his face, in kind of like a diagonal line, he's got burns and marks across his face, which was from the tree.
Yes. Did you see some sort of mist when you were retreating?
Correct.
It was of some deity or something.
There was mist, and then fire everywhere. That's why he's kind of went to on his face. That's why the marks are here.
It's rough. Well,
But I'm in prison for no true reason. These travelers, these settlers here, they hated our people. We won the war long ago. Since then, nobody respects our kind.
No,
I agree.
I feel he should.
And then he walks in and he notices that you have obviously are chained up and he is trying to fit keys. He's like, I don't believe I have the keys for his locks, only for the cells.
Is there a guard around here that?
I got a couple keys. I'll take out the keys from the cave.
And yeah, and you have them and the first one you try. Yep. All
Not like you look at me I probably should give these to you.
okay. And he kind of gets closer and he unlocks Torren. And yeah, you're sore, your arms drop.
And right now, he's wearing kind of tattered clothes. I picture kind of prisoner clothes. And he'd be like, where are my things? My shield, my staff. He's gonna
That's a
look
good question.
and I want to kind of do a perception check of just I want to scan the group and look at who I'm dealing with.
Mhm.
Okay.
You can see blood there.
13.
Yeah, you
Perception.
holy tits! You scan the room and you seem to be surrounded by people who are unfamiliar and you haven't seen ever in your time here. Not only in the dungeon, but even before you arrived here, throughout the forest. You don't see anyone you recognize. You don't see anyone from your family. Nothing. You also don't see a chest of what could be belongings or lockers that could be prisoner storage items. You don't see anything like that either.
Oh, maybe we should get one of the guards and ask them. Look, is there guards down here?
Yeah.
Guards!
Yes.
Where do you put the prisoner's stuff?
Usually just let King Hanson Wellington delegate those.
Do you know where this one went?
I can send a search party.
Do it.
Yes.
You said it's what kind of armor?
Alright, cell block C4.
Just what kind of armor do I have?
No, I was just asking.
With a
No.
shield and
I have
a
a
staff.
shield, staff, my normal medium armor, normal armor. Yes, attire. What should I wait here? What do you want me to go?
Oh, I believe, I think you should come with me. We might need to have a conversation about what you've missed out on the last couple weeks. Is that alright with you?
Yes, it is. But I must see my family. They're everything to me.
Well, I think it's about your family.
You know where they're at.
I think it'd be best to
Feeble.
discuss this later. Once we finish up here.
He's just gonna be like kind of questioning himself right now.
Do we have any more prisoners? Do you need us anymore?
And so there's a few more. We can just say skip that. that was the main reason I wanted you guys down here.
Oh, shit. And is Amelia still with us, too?
Yep,
Oh,
Amelia's,
good.
Amelia's still kind of down like a coward with you guys. But yeah, you guys get wrapped up. You free a few more prisoners. I'm say you guys free right around 10 people. You keep about 6 still locked up because they're actual crimes. But yeah, you guys lead everyone out to the throne room, and with when they finish that whole thing up, you see a guard, Torren, with your armor, your shield, but they didn't find your staff.
I guess this will do for now. Can one of you guys try to find that eventually?
Yes, we can help you. We can. We might have a staff.
Maybe the staff was given to the fucking post office where everyone had to
True,
give
it
your
might be.
staff. Fuck, we're putting a ban on that stupid ban they had. Magic is allowed back into Skullguard.
What is a skull guard?
This is what this settlement is called.
This is where travelers first came. Father told the story.
Wait, how long have you been gone?
Not too long. Scary in that dungeon. 10, 20 days, not sure. But we fought this war long ago. We won, sent people here. Since then, tried to keep travelers away. Don't know who they are, where they come from.
I come from really far away.
Where from?
Totalis.
I have done some traveling, but let me look to make sure that's not it. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I think we should reconvene with the rest of our party.
Yeah.
See what
See what they've got.
The work
see
they've done.
And maybe have a conversation.
That works.
You can discuss your what's happened.
And yeah, as you guys are walking out of the throne room, kind of out of the high castle altogether, you guys see a bunch of guards double carrying chests, and you see Dracus laying down, and they're just shoveling. They're shoveling gold onto his back, and you see Dracus turn as the door is opening again. And
I get his attention.
What am I with these guys?
yep, I'd say everyone, you guys all kind of walked out.
Have I ever seen Dracus before?
You have not.
What is he? I'm gonna be like shocked and yelling, like super loud with this.
That's a dragon turtle.
What the fuck?
And he protects this place.
He's an ally.
He's on your side.
Yes.
He's part of the reason why we were able to let you go today. A big part of the reason.
And I'm gonna kind of bow my head and really look out.
And do an animal handling check for me, Torren.
23.
Nice. And as you kind of give your respects to Dracus, you see him kind of lock eyes with you. He kind of puts his head down towards you.
As it's going on, give him trigger. I'm gonna actually walk up to Dracus. And I'm going to try to like touch him, and I'll say, Sune, and it means friend in Draconic, and I'll try to like get his attention.
As you touch him, he kind of like shivers just a little bit because obviously he's just been fucking hell and back.
Yeah.
But when he sees who it is, he responds.
Seems like our deal is done, old friend. Yes, hopefully that treasure heals you from your wounds.
Make a perception check, Sigma.
That's one, let's go!
Are you fucking serious?
Swear to God, I rolled that 20.
He did.
He wasn't ready to read, he just wanted to make that. Now he's, come on, give it to me, lay it on me!
Sigmund, you see on the back, wedged in deep within the crevice of Dracus's shell, you see a little hilt.
Oh my God!
What you knew was an nat 20 to get her, else I wasn't letting you go. I was like, are you kidding me? You see a hilt sticking out from his shell.
I'll like, where's it out on him?
It's like, it's deep within. It's like, he's like knelt down, it's like deep, it's like in the, towards the middle of his shell.
And I'll kind of, yeah, I was gonna kind of like, I'll like feel him and Dracus, stay calm for me. Is it okay if I climb on you?
See that? Do an insight check.
Right. Dirty 20. Oh, good, nice.
You see that he doesn't really like the idea.
Okay. If that's the case, I'll kind of like, I'll get my magic carpet out. Flaunt it out and kind of get on it. And I'm gonna kind of go, I'm gonna fly up a little bit and just get a better angle of the hilt that I see.
Yeah. And with that, you see a pristine. It's crusted in coral, but you can see throughout. It's been there for a very long time, and you can see that it's encrusted in all this coral. But the hilt itself, perfect condition. Doesn't look like it's aged a bit. There's no rust, no nothing. And you can even get close enough that you can see some design and text in old Elven written on the hilt. What are the goddamn chances that he fucking gets that?
I'm gonna. I don't know what to do. I'll be like, Sylvin.
Yeah.
You mind inspiring me real quick? You have any inspiration you can give me?
Yeah, you. For what?
Come here, hop on the carpet. I'll get on the carpet, I'll kind of flatten me. You see that? I think it's...
Make a perception action.
17.
I'd say with you being kind of right next to it, close to it, and then pointing at it, yep, you notice
I think it's... I hope that is... What you just give it.
What are the chances of that?
I know, I'm just nervous. I don't want to stir Dracus, make him go crazy.
and you see more gold kind of
I mean, he's getting a lot of gold right now. What if you like broke a sword? You know, and then as you switch it, have you seen the movie Indiana Jones? You switch it. You know what I mean? Like you do a little switcheroo.
He's taking damage. You think I should just go for it?
And make you invisible.
I hope, but...
Hey, what do you see up there?
And I just keep it. And I go.
Here's some inspiration.
I'll flip my coin.
Oh, it's gonna get...
You get a D12, you get a D12.
Did I hear that little hilt thing?
Yeah, everyone did anyone like that. So everyone who has
Are you asking for my hilt?
No,
Just
wait.
just trust us.
Something else.
Okay.
Sylvin, I guess here was nothing.
What's your chin?
Just fly by and try to yank your
Have a random sword though.
That'll
Yes,
say.
you try to
Well, I was
distract him.
gonna just let him
Try
try
to
to
back
take
up.
it.
I will. So I'll go like flying back down.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Sylvin, if he gets attacked, I mean, bring treasure out or something. I don't know.
Yes, I will.
Are we still there?
Yeah, everyone is still there.
Okay.
I have an idea.
I don't know if this is good.
Okay. I'm gonna go after I get dropped off. God, this is gonna be so stupid. I want to drop down. I'm gonna go by him. And like, what do you do?
What do you?
I'll like drop you off. Like we're not doing this like right in front of him. Like,
Yeah, obviously. So you drop me off, and
Dragus, I know that I've met you out in the ocean before.
I'll go up to him and like, can I try to touch his face again?
Mhm.
I kind of want to like, I don't know.
Do an animal handling.
Okay. Ooh, 19. Or
And so yeah.
21.
And so yeah, you go up and put your hand on his face, and he doesn't seem to be threatened or aggressive in any manner towards you.
Dragus, I don't know what you can all understand, but I just wanted to thank you for helping us take this back, and I know it's your home. And it was kind of a shot in the dark. I didn't know if we'd be able to take it over and with all these guards, but having you here, big help. So I just wanted to thank you, and
I'll kind of like, go back and like look up and see what you're doing.
And as he's like kind of talking to Drakus, that's what I'm gonna like. I'm gonna set myself up, and then I'm gonna try to do like a not a fast flyby, but like more like a flyby I can kind of go and swipe.
And like, and I just this is me. I just want to take like literally just a second to like look at him thinking, just to see where he is, and then I'm gonna be like,
I have this. Have you ever smoked before?
and I want to take out my dragon pipe, and I want to like put it in front of his eye, and I want to take it, and I want to put some of my seed in there. Okay. So I'm gonna put some of my seed in there, and I'm gonna like kind of light it up. And I know I get an effect, but
Try to smoke this.
He says, "Oh, that too."
No, you don't.
Hey,
No.
as that's going on, that's when I want to. As he shoots, that's when I want to try to make my move.
Okay. You're gonna do sleight of hand.
Okay.
With a strength save as well.
Okay.
He's always fun.
So sleight of hand first, and then
Yep.
strength save.
Sleight of hand to see if you even get it as you do the swoop.
His luck is wrong.
bad.
Yeah, I need my inspiration. The D12.
Yep.
Oh,
I don't ever use D12s.
Right there, that red one is not.
I got one for you. If you want.
The red one?
Right.
Oh, right there. Okay.
That's like
14.
And so, as you do the swoop and drive by, you actually get it,
My seed is.
and you kind of smack it, but it slips right between your two middle fingers as you fly by it. You smack it, and kind of goes by it. So you don't grab the habit.
Did I like loosen up a little bit?
No, it doesn't
Fuck!
do anything.
As this is acid.
Dragus, you don't want to hurt anybody. You can't be doing that. You gotta be careful. That's really hot breath. Try.
And I'll smoke. And like I wanna like go up to him and say like,
Just breathe in through your nose.
and I wanna put it like by his nose.
Just breathe in through your nose.
And he goes,
Yeah.
and he shoots snot
all
over
My
the
pipe!
all over your pipe, all over you, and you just get covered in
Okay. Oh, sorry.
No, you're right.
As it's going on, I want to go back my carpet.
Mhm.
I want to jump on Drakus this time,
Okay.
and then just try to pull it like
Yep.
it's strength save.
Yep.
I don't want to
Okay.
try to do my fucking slide in here.
Okay. Yep. So you get off and you jump,
Could I
and then
give him times or Ben luck as I see him drive? So to add D4 to his roll. If I'm watching
that'll be
this.
up to you.
Does he like fail the first time? Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, D4 to that.
Oh, strength save, right?
Yep. Do a strength.
24, baby.
Nice.
28.
Holy shit! And so you and you jump off your carpet. You land on the shell of Dracus, and you grab it. You instantly grab onto it, and you yank, and it sits there for a little bit. And as you're on there, you see Dracus, and he turns, and you see some gold start shaking down, and it's hitting you in the face. But as it does that, as he's getting kind of pissed off with whatever's going on in the shell,
Yeah.
you hear a and you see the coral snap, and you have the hilt in your hand right now.
Okay, so what I want to do, as soon as I get the hilt, I want to like put it in my like bag or whatever, and then I want to make it look like that I was grabbing my gorilla statue out.
Okay.
So I'll like try to hide it as quick as I can, so he does not see that I took that.
Deception for me.
Nice. Come on, dirty 20.
All right, we'll see if Dracus can perceive what you're doing to him here, to your boy.
By the way, I'm casting prestidigitation.
As
As this is happening, I'm backing up and I'm cleaning my. I want to clean my thing.
Perception, he's got +7.
Shit. Dirty 20 is still good, but he's.
As I see him getting,
What do you got plus
+7?
I got my reaction. But
+7.
Yeah!
And so he turns around and as he just felt something land on his back and kind of shank his shell.
And as soon as he does that, I'm gonna cast Misty Step, and I'm gonna like shoot down, and it'll be like, "Oh, sorry, Dracus, I fell off my carpet. I just wanted to give you this as a gift," and then have the statue and kind of toss the statue at him.
Okay.
To kind of like get his mind off of what just happened, and be like, "Oh, a treasure again."
Yeah.
I would say another deception.
Yeah, do another.
Deception?
I was trying to debate whether you carry. Yeah, because you're doing two different actions actually.
Am I able to use? Oh no, it's the same. I'm gonna say persuasion, but same. 14.
Yeah, and from that we'll see. Let's see here if he has enough insight. What he has for this.
That one I don't know.
what's inside?
I
Inside.
think insight's wisdom or intelligence.
Oh, what's wisdom?
Wisdom
So I think because it was before.
+7 was before.
Yeah, I think it would be +6 then.
Yeah, insight's wisdom. Is he proficient in it?
I have dexterity +6, constitution +7, wisdom +7. Or sorry, constitution +11, wisdom +7. That's all I wrote down.
Oh yeah, then it
So,
was
just +7.
+7.
Shit. Would I have 14?
Yep, 14.
No lotion.
Ooh. What is that?
What is that?
I think it's a. See that?
It's a 5?
No, it looks like
4.
it looks like a 4.
Yeah!
Yeah, that's a 4.
Let's go! Come on!
And with that, you see him kind of look at the monkey statue. You see steam come out of his nostrils. And he kind of lowers his shell for you to put the monkey statue.
Yeah, and I'll go walk up and I'll like find like a good like, I'm assuming in the shell like there's like a nice like crevice and I'll just like
kind of slap. And his shell goes pretty deep too. Like, it's a deep shell. So you shove that one in there.
and I'll be like, it was worthwhile, Monet. You are in a better place now.
Alright, eat a Monet, try to eat a Braxton.
And with that, you just continue to see guards shovel treasure onto Dracus, and he kind of continues to be his content self.
Real quick, who's on? Or never mind.
And as that happens, I'll kind of like look around everyone and be like, hey, I think we need to get out of here, boys.
And so yeah, as you say that, the party kind of looks at you and acknowledges your.
And do I see, are these two out here, right?
Yeah, yep. The whole party's out here. Everyone right here is out in the courtyard.
Where do we want to go?
Oh, we can just go to where?
Go to the guild.
Go to the guild house and have a conversation?
Yes, Rowan. Doris, how did your scavenging go?
I don't know how did the
God
scavenger
damn
go?
it, my bad.
Reckon.
Reckon.
Yeah, how did we do on scavenging the field? I mean, we were mostly trying to gather.
So yeah,
Shield,
I put it in. I messaged you guys too, but the one thing I forgot to say too is that the last thing I talked about him as well, or talked to the blacksmith as well, was I wanted to get leather to try and like form a saddle of some
Yep.
kind.
Okay.
Yeah. So I figured with us doing the like armor and other things, there's probably like leather pieces of leather we could try and find to like also.
And I'm gonna keep an eye out for like a bow or something. If there's anything on the field that I see as like a ooh.
Let's do for you two doing this. Do a few sets of
So there's so 9
investigation checks for me.
Vernon.
We're gonna roll
Bradley,
3
Zora,
investigation checks.
Picard, Forrest.
For each.
So
the
the
3
investigation checks just overall. And
Queen's only
write down what you
temporary,
get.
and then 1 person from the slums. So I guess that's 8. Because it's 9 with the queen, and then if the queen leaves, it would be 8. But
It's up to them.
yeah.
Before I get mine, I'll do something.
Oh my god, I'm fucking crazy.
I can't believe they're all that fighting out that.
That's the only way you're gonna get them.
What
Like,
are
you're
the
fucking kidding me.
What's crazy is like
Really pretty
you
good,
just
too.
asked me to roll it, and I didn't even know what you're asking me, so I
Okay.
said nat 20, and I was like, because you said perception, I thought it was like something else. You're like, no way you got that.
Dude, I rolled fucking crazy. I had 0 in investigation.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I
I-
had +5. That is pretty good.
I didn't add anything to my dice.
So what was your total?
Total?
Oh, so like all the rolls together.
All the rolls together.
59.
59. Ooh. And so yeah,
54.
very nice. Yeah, you guys had a really good set. So you managed to gather a handful of metals. You're stuffing your metals kind of in like a pile, and you actually managed to salvage a bunch of leather, not only from people of the Tyde. You're actually looting your own members. You're kind of casually doing that as people. Yeah. But you managed to get a ton of leather. I would add probably you managed to salvage 75 pounds of leather.
Wow.
And then Brecken, you were looking for, you were kind of help scavenging for like metals and like.
I was looking for metals and then just keep my eye out for anything I could add to my arsenal.
Yep. And so you managed to salvage a dozen of fine swords, like silver swords, fine steel swords. You do even manage to find one very fine gold sword out in the battlefield. But as it sits for any like very nice bow, out here it's just an absolute disaster. All bows that you find have been destroyed, snapped in half, strings are broken. Really nothing that you could have done to prevent this, but yeah, you just find remnants of bows and stuff like that. So, but you did a really good job on like swords and metal finding and harvesting that nature. So,
How many, like roughly, just for like us to know like how much we have to use for any intensive purposes, what would you say that you gave us 75 pounds of leather, and what would you say for metal? Like if we're gonna do pounds.
it depends how much you want to take, how much you can carry.
Okay, so let's say this. Like if we have, like obviously we can only carry so much, but that we have a stash of it that we could like make multiple trips to do with.
Yeah.
Someone, yeah.
Probably over.
Something maybe.
You,
Oh yeah.
you have a pile over probably 455 pounds of metal.
Your bag of holding can hold 500 pounds.
My bag of holding.
Yeah.
And I have one too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you.
So you can hold up to 500, it says. And then it says not exceeding 64 cubic feet. So you can't like fit something huge in there. 'cause,
Yeah, like a person.
Yeah.
You pull like there, we just go to an extra space. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what fucking all.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess yeah, like I'll with that I just will try to put as much into my bag as I can, and then I'll try and make trips to the blacksmith and talk to him and tell him like, hey, this is like, and so I don't know if it was 2 sessions ago or 3, I can't even remember, but it was a couple sessions ago after I talked to him, I went back, and then when Dorios was in the courtyard, I was trying to get like rough measurements of him, like I said, I know it's not gonna be perfect, but just like close, like for whatever, like we can fine tune this, like me and him start working on it, but like for whatever it's going to take for that. Like I can run as much of that to the guy as I can.
Okay, yeah, and I'll say that as they're doing their internal negotiations in like the High Castle,
Yeah.
You are automatically doing this,
Okay.
and say he kind of acknowledges everything that was said, and you definitely provide him with enough leather to substantially craft his saddle.
Okay.
But again, it's not going to be done anytime soon.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. Okay. So yeah, I'll do that with the metal and the leather, and I'll drop that off. And then I'm assuming by the time I do all the fucking, running back and forth, we get back. They've got the hilt out of Dracus, and then now we're heading back.
Yep.
Okay.
That works. So now we arrive back to the guild house, where you guys find yourselves once again sitting peacefully, as you once were before the siege of Skolgar took place. However, you sit one party member short of the original party that set out to siege Skolgar. However, a new person joins you at the table. An old enemy of sorts.
Might as well have a conversation with you, Torren, right now. Reckon, Dars.
Oh shit.
This is Torren Fay.
I wanted to say something.
He's a relation to
Tokala.
Fay, his father, and his Tolum Fay, your brother.
Correct.
I guess you wouldn't know because you weren't there to battle with us, but he sounds like he ran from the battle scene, the Battle of Tyde, when that mist came, and he's been enslaved or imprisoned ever since. But I brought him here because I feel a little guilt, maybe my reasoning why he's in those chambers. So, Torren, please be ready and open-minded for what I'm about to say. Yes, we were the settlers that went to Tyde, and we did wreak havoc on your people. I myself might have started that war. Some of your people threw a couple javelins at them and I saw them. Went downhill ever since then. For that I'm eternally sorry. I did not know what decision I was making. I promise you I'm a good man, and I think I owe it up to you to help you get back home, and if there is anything you need, you have the service of me, myself. I don't know about the others, how they feel. But myself is, I have that guilt, and you are the reminder of it. So, I hope you learn to forgive me. So the what? How do you feel?
I've been raised to forgive, but it will take time. If what you say is true, this has drastically hurt my people. But if you show good intentions, take care of the land, the animals, and help me find my family, or whatever you say is left of my family, I believe we can be at good terms. What you mentioned my father. What do you know of him? Of my brother?
Well, I believe your brother, was it Tolum? Your brother is dead.
And Torren, make a perception check.
16.
And you see your brother's sword on Darius's waist. Actually, it's on his back.
It's probably on the back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little big, yes.
Listen, I don't want to. Torren's not going to overact like he did earlier when they were there at Sandor, but are you the one who killed my brother?
I honestly cannot remember if I was the one that dealt the final blow, but
Actually, I don't believe any of us were the ones that truly killed your brother. Was that mist? He was an undead being when we fought him.
we went to a deep, deep crevice within a mountain that was inhabited by Baelor, and your brother was
Mine's
not your brother anymore, and he was down there and met us with this Baylor that we were also searching to find. And as a collateral, he met the same demise that the Baylor did.
This is just going to take a second to process it. You can see he's just kind of like more confused. My brother was a strong man. He was meant to lead our people after my father. We need to find my father, or what is left of the Oak Bark people.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know what's left, to be honest, Torren. That red mist, when it dissipated, I didn't know there were any survivors.
Well, we ran.
Now, the one thing I want to ask, did everybody come to fight? Or were there still people back at your home? Because if there's people there, they should be fine.
Yo, history.
23. Oh, no, my bad, 20.
Do you know of the ancient warriors of Oak Bark? You know those, they were called the oracles of Oak Bark, and they are the ones that only came to fight. Women and children stayed back.
We only sent the oracles, our top fighters. People stayed back. I'd like to visit them. I believe, although both sides have faults, if you want to truly mend our differences, I could use assistance heading back to see how my people are.
I think at this point that is warranted.
I believe that may be quite the peace offering if your father is still alive. Uniting him with his son
And
again.
I was thinking, what if we take it to the council? Because you know how they always got mad. You guys always kind of got mad when people were doing stuff in the forest.
Constant conflict.
And what if there's an agreement that's made?
That is true. I do think there could be some mending of the relationship, especially with the right ruler. Previously, this is long, long ago, before even I was born. Before then, we did have an agreement. There was peace on this land. But, at one point, settlers tried to raid Oak Bark. That is when the war began. We would need trust. I also do not know who is currently in charge. I guess I would be somewhat in the running if my father and brother are gone, but that is not what I want to do at this point. Someday, maybe, but I'm just a young man, merely 350 years old. I believe I have other things to do before I lead and run an area.
Well, I do have something that you may want to partake in. Whatever beings or evil power killed most of your family and friends, it still lingers on these islands. We only cured one of them. There's a greater queen that seems to rule all. And I think that if you're up for an adventure, even though that we may have been partaked in that and we were wrong, I will say that right now, we were fooled. We were blinded by Sandor and his beliefs.
We were misled.
We were misled. And if we want to make this right, and if your father's gone, or if he's under the control of them, maybe our only shot is to take this queen out and all of her pawns, and maybe we can save him. Now that is a shot in the dark, but the offer stands.
It could be a step into mending the relations and bringing that peace once more.
Ultimately, at the fight, one thing that should be noted is it seemed as if things were coming to what we can almost, if you want to go on a stretch and call, somewhat peace. One of our other estranged party members was the reason for why it did not end up this way, and the Baylor got involved, which ultimately led to why we ended up finding him. After we did most of our investigating throughout Skulgar and went down to the depths of which we went to find him and your brother, we only got rid of one. So we don't have any confirmation that there are these things on other islands, but we have a lot of reason to believe that there are. And if we do not go and take care of this, there will just be someone to come and replace him.
One thing I will tell you about our people is we do not want violence. We do not want war. Part of me wants to do good. Like I said, that is why I don't want to lead yet. I think a journey like this could be good to join you all. But I want to make sure we all check our morals. We don't do anything for harm or for evil. And lastly, I need to see my people before I can agree to this deal.
I have an idea of where your people might reside, but I would have a keen suspicion that you know exactly where to go.
And do I understand like maps and anything of that? Any sort of, is it just more natural land? Like
You know,
things in
you know, like landmarks. You don't like, you know, Reaper's Ravine, you know, Skull Forest, you know, the Razorback Mountains, and like little landmarks between. And you're very good at navigating the sky, and like there's just the nature, and like you can pinpoint like a rock in the middle of the forest and be like, oh, we're approximately like 14 miles away from Oak Clark based off that rock.
Yes, I do not use ordinary devices, but I know I've lived here for long enough. I can get us back there.
Is there a very large tree that you...
That is correct.
I think I know where we need to go then.
If you're, what is that thing?
This is a map of the island,
I'll look at it.
and this is, I believe, where we are heading.
We're here.
I have something like this, but for stars.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
I would assume
Doesn't
that...
matter.
How long have you have been on this island since you were born, yes?
Yes, but I have traveled. I have moved. I was here until I was young, till about adulthood, 100. I left for a while, about another 200. So, not too long. But I've been back as of late for help and support. I do think if I leave, getting a treaty or agreement would be good. I can't promise what we can do on our side, but we are willing to learn. You guys willing to help? Always good.
I think combat is the last thing this island needs after what has just happened.
I think this treaty would be perfect for building the strength of the town if the Platinum Cross sites come back. Druids and Skulgar are together. They'll be a lot stronger. I mean, that's high hopes, but
The combined might of Dracus, Platinum Cross, Druids, and anybody else, the Tyde, it would be damn hard to pull this island away from being united.
And even if we do find your father, say he's not alive, I promise we can bring his body back and bury him under the tree.
That would be great.
And hopefully that's not the case, but just thinking from every angle.
to get to your tree, have you ridden on a boat before? Is it access? Like, are you by the water?
I would have had to have with my backstory, correct?
You actually haven't ever ridden a boat. You have traveled by other means.
What is this boat? Speak of.
It is a device that floats on water. You move.
I'm just kidding. I understand what a boat is.
Oh.
But, no, I have not ridden.
Well,
I guess I could try.
Is your tree accessible by water? Or do you think it'd be easier to travel through the land? I believe the boat may be faster to get to your hometown, but
We can get a little closer by the boat and then rest by foot.
If he knows the way through the forest, though. Any shortcuts or faster crossings, it might almost be easier to take that route.
But then I was thinking if we're leaving,
Sure, we had the boat there.
then we'd already be halfway.
Can I see a map? Can I see that map thing again? I would be able to get. You could probably get there, at least to the tree aspect, by boat. Correct.
Yeah, yep.
That could work. Can any of you run this device boat?
Yes, he's actually our captain.
We're the greatest captain around.
I'm still learning, but pretty soon here I'll be the best captain in the sea.
Being willing to learn is one of the greatest strengths a man could have.
So, since you're part of that leaf folk, are you able to change it to one of those big white owls as well?
Correct.
Might I see?
And actually, this is good. I have a question about this anyways. So I have, since I am a star druid, it says like I have, it says I have like these different things I can turn into with the star sense. So it's like a dragon type archer. It's like this is for a chalice and a dragon. Do I still get the regular changing method as well? Do you guys know?
So for those, you would forfeit one of your wild shapes and then do one of those.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, but I would definitely be able. If I'm raised where I was, then I would definitely be able to turn into a.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will use one of my wild shapes. I don't know what I'm gonna do for that. Maybe a little circle. So only a couple.
Yeah, you too. But yeah, so those forms I think are like alternate forms. So you don't actually like use a wild shape, but then you like get like the stars illuminating.
But I don't get other wild shapes.
No.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll turn into my owl self.
Yep. And so, before your eyes, you see an ever familiar owl, and it's bigger than the ones you remember. Outside of Tolum, you remember Tolum was a little bit of a bigger, more intimidating owl. Torren is the same way. He's a large white owl, and he has similar decals as Tolum. He has those like tribal marks on his owl, signifying that he's of royal blood within the Bark Nation.
But with him, you also notice, and I guess you, unless you were really close to maybe Tolum, you notice that in his eyes seems like this sort of galaxy type iris instead of a normal, just black lens.
That's cool. Yep. And now he's.
I think we know what we're gonna do next.
It's magnificent. Thank you for showing me that.
And I can't remember. Can I speak in wild shape or do I cannot?
I think you can understand.
You can
right?
understand.
Yeah, that's what I just read.
Yep.
And I'm gonna start just flying around the place.
So,
Just like investigating.
And he picks up and he just starts going into the sky. Rolling perception check.
16.
16. And since it's been a couple weeks since you left prison, this feels very at home. And you feel a little bit more at peace.
Okay. Then I'll just kind of fly around a little bit and then I'll just kind of sink back down just because I want to communicate with them. And I'll just like come back to myself.
Yep, and you see the owl kind of circle the room that you guys are in, and he comes and he sits into his chair, kind of acrobatically, as Rowan would have liked.
R.I.P.
I'm not sure if here would be the best spot, but there is one more party member for you to meet. Doris.
So, when the time comes, our very, very large friend that you encountered in the courtyard, the dragon, turtle, but a dragon nonetheless, very territorial. They don't like to be challenged or have those kinds of things happen. So, right now is probably not the time for that, but I have a large dragon that I possess. He helps us. I have full control over him. I promise he's not evil. He's not bad. He's not going to hurt you unless I say anything in that regard. But obviously, that being said, that will
Wow.
And he is in, and I'm gonna point to my ring, and I'll point right here, and he's in here right now.
He's little.
In here he is. When he's not, he's not.
I'm just gonna kind of shake my head. I'm excited, I think.
It'll be good, I promise.
What are your names?
My name's Sylvin the Stentorious.
My name is Dara's rival.
Sigmund Brightsteel.
Rapid Brideheart.
Bradley Winwright.
We call ourselves Soti Maulkeye.
Is Zodia with us too or not?
Here's our patches.
And Zodiac Hard Axis.
I'll show you these.
We wear these and
Ooh. Can I say I did something with? I would like to take, because you know how I had. I'll go back to the king and do it. Get this off of Rowan.
Oh, I already got it.
Oh, you got
Yeah,
it.
you got
You
it.
looted
Stuff.
everything
Okay.
up. Right?
So
I will
yeah,
make.
yeah.
I don't need it right now.
Okay.
maybe if you stick with us long enough, we can get you one.
Looks good. I am part of the group, but no need to talk for now. I would still someday happily join you if welcome.
Well, I think.
I have something to show everyone here, quick.
Alright.
So the sword I traded in that was controlling Dracus, I got this blade. I'll set it on the table. And
How
then
big is this blade? Is it a great sword length?
No, it's a long sword. But
Okay.
with that, while I was thanking Dracus, I noticed crazy, right? This hilt in his body that looked like it fit perfectly. I was able to snag it, and now we have these two pieces. I don't know if we can try to put them together.
And for context, this is what the sword looks like on the table that you guys have currently.
That's nice.
I'll try to I like with the hilt of the sword, like now to not put it together, but like try to set it in like a spot like that where it looks like
Yeah.
it's like
I'm
together.
gonna like pick up and examine the blade. It's craftsmanship. Dear.
Zodia, they said it was a relic. Are you familiar with the sword at all? Looks like there's elven markings
You
on
can
it.
craft another one.
Or can you speak
Almost
elven?
as
Can
good
you
as
read
my
this?
workmanship.
I like to know you think.
I can.
Because you said it was elven markings, right?
It's like ancient Elvish.
Elvish?
But you
yeah.
tell me if. So I have, obviously our Druidic language,
Mhm.
probably a little broken common.
Mhm.
It says I get an extra one, and I was obviously gonna just do Elvish because I'm an elf.
L,
But
yep.
is that like also kind of broken? Because I haven't, or would I know that better because I'm.
No, I would say because you're elf in nature, you have you speak elvish and druidic, and then you have extra as common.
Oh,
So it's
kinda
backwards
kinda
what normal would be. Like normal people would have common already, but you are elvish and druidic, and then your third
Yeah,
language
that
that you're
fits.
learning is common versus like a human would know obviously common, and then they might choose to try to learn elvish. You're just backwards.
Okay.
And I'll send him and see if he can read it. And
Yeah.
So I'll have Zodia take a look too if he knows anything with the relic.
Okay.
Yeah, and you take it on Torren, and you know exactly what it says in it. It states in ancient Elvish, it says, "From their life source, heal your wounds, warrior."
I'll read that.
Mm-hmm.
On their light side.
Mm-hmm.
So this
Mighty
is the
sword.
hilt and the blade. Is there anything else that we would need? Is there a blacksmith of a certain kind of caliber that we would need to infuse this with magic to make it connect?
Well, I think we need one more part.
3 pieces.
There's 3 pieces, and these are 2.
What's it do?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure we're going to know until we get it all assembled.
Why did you want it?
I mean, yes, I think it would be a mighty power to wield. I'm worthy and capable of doing it.
If this man, by him, can wield the strongest warrior, my brother's sword, you can wield anything. And
Thank you.
you can tell I'm kind of still like pissed off while I'm having the sword, but I'm not like confrontational or like this is the end of the world kind of thing. But my guy, I will say, if my father is alive, he may not like you with that sword. Me, I'm more peaceful.
We will cross that bridge when we get there.
Agreed.
Does it have, did that sort of a name when your brother had it? I call it the human weed whacker.
Can I do a check on that sword too, just to see if I have the ability to do any sort of mending to it or craft it back into place if we ever have the pieces?
That sword is called
Yeah,
Fragorant,
straight intelligence check.
also known as the Answerer.
Oh, the answer.
That's badass name.
I kind of like the human weed whacker though.
Oh, intelligence got you.
That'll be its
No, that would
nickname.
just be Darth's name.
Yeah.
Great. So just have the one to it.
Yeah.
I got 12.
In the sense, knowing that relics has been thrown out, you're like, ugh. You were a blacksmith, but you were a blacksmith, not a magical blacksmith. So you are like out of your league on this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm confident I can put it together, but with the magical essence to it, I don't know that it's gonna do anything for us.
We're gonna need to find someone who has the capabilities.
Perhaps a special altar or something might need to be used.
What did? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
When I gaze upon this blade, hilt, it is definitely that of a relic.
Similar to what you wield.
Similar in a sense, but this blade is man-made. Made by the elves, and a very powerful one. Mine is a gift.
And what did you say it said again? I just want to write it down quick.
From their life source, heal your wounds, warrior. From their life source, heal your wounds, warrior.
Perfect, thank you.
I'm gonna lay the fine gold sword that I found and lay it on the table. Yeah, I found a cool sword too.
And you didn't notice this before when you put your sword on there, but your sword's actually illuminating the table beneath it. Like it's beaming that way.
Oh, sweet.
And you didn't really notice that until you checked the dual item onto the sword or onto the table, and now you see the reflection kind of beaming off the gold too.
At the very least, that's gotta sell for, I mean, what's its weight in gold, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's kind of what I was thinking.
Well, it is a relic. I feel I am much far too old at this point to know any magical or powerful blacksmiths in the realms anymore. As I am sure I have outlived many minds. Much as many of the kings and chiefs and lords of the realms I have no knowledge of anymore. In fact, I don't even know what gods are worshipped here.
It's all right.
There's
Well,
two of us.
thank you for your help. And then when I'm gonna like inspect like where I have it. I'm assuming there's a spot for gemstone then somewhere that I could like notice.
You know, so you have like the actual sword, like the blade.
Yep.
You have the hilt, and you're missing like the pommel or like the heel of the sword.
So the bottom of it.
Yep. It looks like there's something
Okay.
for the bottom of the sword.
Okay. I was thinking it was like okay.
How in the world did we find that?
Oh. I'm looking at the bottom of the sword. Is there like a shape of what it would?
Do an investigation.
9.
Yeah, you kind of look at it, and it just looks like a slot for something. You can't really tell any grooves or any specific like mechanism that might be within inside that hill. You just see it's something that could be placed there.
While we are
Can I make a history check?
sure.
Tokala didn't have on any of his stuff. He never had any gems or anything on his weapons, did he?
Make a history check.
Just trying to think of things at 10.
No, you don't remember anything of importance really.
That
Now
crit
that
smite and
when I'm
fucking
sitting here
dodge
thinking
it.
about it, there's only 2 spots of like notice that I guess we haven't been to, as far as we know. It's either at Oak Park or at that mansion.
There was also that pile of the cursed gold.
Yeah,
After
imagine
we were
that.
there.
Imagine that. That'd be
I don't remember what cave that was in. I remember we had that
I think it was
discussion.
the
Where were we?
werewolves.
Werewolves.
What are you seeking for?
Yes, we.
Looking for this gem of this sword here. We need the hilt or the pommel.
Do you guys have a gem or anything back at the Elder Tree?
Check it. See if I remember.
15. You know some very nice gems at Oak Park.
See, I wonder, like, is it part of the big tree? Is that why it's so stinking big? Why is the tree so big?
Okay, to my brain. About this tree.
Well,
Did he say how long ago this thing was being constructed?
Who? Luther?
Yeah.
He did not. He just knew kind of like of reading ancient history texts, following like the post-apocalyptic war.
Yeah.
At some point, these weapons were deconstructed for the greater good of the society.
Perhaps we need to speak to your girlfriend, Luna.
that's where I was gonna go. I got a date tomorrow.
I do have
What's
6.
today?
I do have 6 history books.
Oh, yes. Why don't you ask Tito?
That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up my 6 history books and see if there's any on the history of the wars.
Hey, do I know anything about the tall of the tree? Or I just know it's a big tree. They've been around forever.
Hey, we did have a conversation about what our next steps are too.
Do you know that the tree of Oak Park has been around ever since you were born? It's been,
That's connected to its smaller trees, right?
and you know that your side of the forest is enchanted of some sort of magicalness.
Oh, no.
It is.
Remind me where you. Can you tell me about that?
I believe so. I can double check what
What were you asking?
So I want to look for a history book on. Basically, what I'm trying to find is the history of maybe when I could pinpoint these swords were deconstructed,
Or the relics.
or the relics, whatever sword.
Because I think once the story, I think he said Elder Smite or other stuff.
Or how many there are, like with each island. I think he might.
Each island had a weapon.
Each island had a weapon. I just want to know information about that.
In the books that you have, you don't find anything
Okay.
even remotely close to
Nothing written by these special authors with IE.
No.
Okay.
Not based on what you're looking for.
Okay.
The other thing that we
What do
might
I have?
need to discuss
Can I see the list?
is I know
I didn't
following
think
the
is there the
siege
titles on
that
there?
we just laid to
These don't have
castle,
No, they're
king,
just
everything.
they're
Plan tentatively was that we were going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
read through those. You don't understand.
Obviously, I'm not opposed to that.
You
We can make adjustments as necessary, but the other thing is that in the time that you guys were doing your discussions, Brecken and I were able to find enough leather and enough armor, metal for basic terms, to hopefully get enough armor melted down to fit Dorios, and to get me a saddle.
Just leave a little room for him to grow.
That's the thing, is that with the dragons and the armor that we would be crafting for him, it wouldn't be all one piece. It would be multiple pieces that are fitted to him in his current state, and then they would move freely. Obviously, as he gets bigger, we might need to adjust that a little bit, but it wouldn't be one solid piece of. It wouldn't be like a breastplate that is one solid breastplate. It would be multiple pieces that might move a little freely, attached with some leather and stuff. But with a dragon of his size and the amount of metal that I gave to the blacksmith to work with, it's going to take some time. So if we're going to be here, we're going to look for this, whatever piece we need to fit this sword. We're going to get Torren back to his people to talk. We're going to negotiate. We're going to do all those things. If we're going to be here a while, then I can have the blacksmith start working on that immediately. We might be able to get that done before we leave. But it would depend on how much time left we're going to spend here. Because if we're only going to be spending a little bit of time left here, then it's probably not worth it for me to start that process. We can start that somewhere else.
Where are we at with our debts that we owe?
To my knowledge, we have had enough things to be able to cover the debt. We just had to pay up.
I mean, if we wanted to, we could give Rowan's bow and have that pay the debt. I mean,
Might as well just get that settled.
that was
Or this
fair
gold-
value, 10,000 even to basically what our loan was.
Or this gold sword might be worth some
Yeah,
money.
so we give the sword
We
to
have a handful of things to offer. We had a game plan for what we were going to offer before we even were considering giving Rowan's bow.
I think we have a party gold too, don't we? I think we have like.
We have party gold.
We don't have any more.
What do we use it on?
6,000? I thought
6,000?
we used it on that.
So
I would like to leave and see my people soon. Any
That will be
loose
the
ends we
last.
can tie?
or maybe we just
Okay.
sell the bow and then take whatever gold we get, and then I don't know what his gold
You
sword
don't
is
want to
worth.
use it?
I could use it.
Because if he wants to use it,
Oh, duh, it's cross.
yeah.
You use crossbows.
I have a bow, but
'Cause I think if the thing is
I don't know.
the crossbows, I think it's to load it every time.
And I guess my quiver too is for arrows. So maybe not.
Then we should probably, if we have no use for it,
Well, I think if we can sell that, we'll have enough gold, and we might be able to buy something else for him that could be
True.
I agree.
more him.
And then we can get him a staff.
Yes. Or we could check
We
his.
need to also
see
go
if it's
check
there.
for the lockdown of the staffs as well.
But personally, I would like to try to. I don't know what leads we have anywhere else. We have a couple.
We have a couple, but we're
I
not
just-
going to find what those, I think, at least in my opinion, we're not going to find what those leads are until we're there. So, I mean, at this rate, we could go anywhere and we
Yeah.
can find something. But
Perrybrook sounds scary.
I think Perry Brooks is going to be a later down the road adventure because I think the deeper and closer we get to Perry Brooks, the bigger mess we're going to find. That seems to be the heart of where all of this is originated from, at least in the slave trading issue.
Well-
I've been to Vasmar. That's the other place.
Vasmar.
I'm free. If we travel together, my people are not in dire need to go wherever.
Well, and hear me out, Sylvan. If we give the people time and they can search through the records, they may have information on slave trade. So if we can do things on the island, we may. I don't know how long it's going to take us, but I know you're not personally scavenging that stuff. You probably want to, and you are more than welcome if you would like to explore that. But I mean, I think with the new rule, they would be able to at least understand what receipts or maps or.
Especially if Luna's in there and she has the limited amount of time to scour and look and research and document.
What I can say too is the people, the group I work for, or involved in, they do help with trying to deal with large situations throughout the world. So,
I think
if we needed somewhere to go and find guidance on issues, it could be there.
I think at this point,
Vasmar.
Oh, Vasmar.
I think at this point, some of the best options we have, I think, as an order of operations, if you will, we pay off our debts by getting rid of the ship debt that we owe to the bank. Go check to see if Torren's staff is locked away with all the other staffs that they may have seized. And then once we do that, we can find a way to get back to his homeland and talk, and then see if the third missing piece of that relic is there. And if it is, even if we can't put it together, we have all the pieces. We just need to find the right person.
Well, maybe, I know we asked Luna a lot, but Luna knows the books.
I would think
There's
maybe
a
go to the
book.
library.
If we just could have somewhat of an idea, like,
We can also divide and conquer this tomorrow. We could send Sigmund, yourself, in to gather research on that. The rest of us can go settle the debts, sell whatever we need to sell, the bow, the sword, even if we can't find a staff, if we can't find his specific staff, maybe there's a staff in there that he could at least use in the time being until we can get him a more powerful one, or at least one that will do the exact same thing. And then we meet up, and then at that point we can decide what we're going to do. But I think at that point the best course of action is figuring out the best way to get him back to the tree.
I agree.
I agree. What time is it right now? I'm assuming it's late.
It's probably like getting close to 7:30, so sun is just setting kind of right now over the seaside.
And you guys have had the windows sort of like open, the nice night air has been pulling through, and within this conversation, Bradley with the mention of Perry Brooks and just the sort of feeling of it's been something that has been talked around the company for a while, and then the fact that you keep getting close to maybe wanting to go there, this sort of inaction towards something. And as they speak Perry Brooks and pull away from it, you feel the in the middle of your chest every time Perry Brooks was mentioned. And it gets heavier and heavier, and then when they slowly pull back, you see a raven perch itself on one of the windowsills, and it's staring right at you. And there is this shadow that kind of gets cast in from the moonlight, and it looks like. Make a perception check for me, actually. 19. Within the shadow that it casts, it looks like a person on a throne. And it seems like the shadow just grows ever in your direction. You feel this paralysis, and you feel the heavy beat within your chest. And as you kind of catch yourself again, pulling back into the conversation, and they start talking about something else, you kind of like look back towards the raven, and it's gone.
I'll kind of look down. Not to get ahead of ourselves, but I disagree with you, Doris. I don't think that Perry Brooks should be something later down the line if you're called to it. I think that it was a big motive for us to find out about the slave trading. I mean, the king lost his penis over it. I don't think we should. I personally don't think we should kick that stone down the road. Perhaps if we set up business here, we should head out there next.
Oh, I'm perfectly fine going there.
I have no reason to disagree with you.
I just feel like Torren will not be interested in coming with us until we find his people. Is that
Well,
correct?
obviously.
As
We're
I
just
said,
saying after.
settle business here.
Oh, I thought you meant
Not
just here
right
in the
now.
city. Sorry.
Settle what we have to do
Yes,
now.
I agree then. Sorry, I thought you meant like you're
After
yeah.
we're done. Like,
As
if we go
long-
there, maybe we don't come back here. We just.
Yes.
As long as I check on my people, I am fine to do whatever will bring me closer to taking down whatever killed my brother and potential father. I kind of like emotional with that one.
Maybe we could stop at that mansion on the way. If it's on the way, but
Maybe. It's gonna take us a long time.
no, it's a lot of work.
The only
Let's
way
do
we
it.
go there is if we have an idea that the gem's there.
If we get a strong lead,
That's the only way we go.
So what's our plan? Tomorrow we
we're going to send you and Sylvin to the library to look for information on the missing third piece of this relic. The rest of us will go and make sure that our debts are paid. We'll try to we'll go, and maybe we even need to speak to Arthur about lifting the ban on the staffs to see if even the staff for Torren is even in there. Even if it's not, maybe we can get him one that will be a suitable replacement in the meantime. And then, after that, we can all reconvene. We can see where we're at as far as daylight goes, and depending on how much time we have left in the day. We might even need to go check our boat, make sure the status of that, so we can go and we can take our boat, and we can fly. The nice thing about having Torren is if he's going to fly, and he's going to be, if you want to even consider it the guide, he's able to shape and fly and guide the boat to a direction in which that I could do that, but again, the problem with me doing that is I bring a large, angry friend that won't like me doing that. So if we have someone in the eyes in the sky who could possibly direct us to that, and then we can get there, and then I say once we get that, at least at this point should be our plan. We need to get him to his people, we talk, we see what we have, we can gather any leads, whether it's from you guys in the library or from him going back home. And then once we get there, then we can determine where we go, whether that's the mansion or if we have any other strong leads. But unless we have a strong lead, then again, I have no reason to disagree with Bradley. Then I think we should be going to Perry Brooks next.
I agree. If there's no leads, I say
Agreed.
we go. If we go to Perry Brooks, I wanted to go there for some time after we've discovered the slave trade resides there, and I
Maybe
don't know
the
what
la-
answers I'm gonna find, but
Maybe
It's
the
the best
last thing
spot
that
we
we
can
could do too, as well, before we embark on going to Perry Brooks, is we could talk to, if anybody's had a chance to look at the archives, look and see if there's anything that the king had hidden away, or if anybody knows of any information that the king only told to them. We could gather that information before we leave for Perry Brooks. Not saying that we're going to gather anything from it, but the least we can do is try.
Well, we can always make a quick pit stop back here, quick, and
That's
do
what I
whatever
mean.
we need to. And
That's what I mean. We stop back here, we have a conversation, maybe over a drink or two, and we see what they have to offer. If it's nothing, it's nothing. We're not out that much time. And if they have information for us that's going to be invaluable for us in our journey to Perry Brooks.
There has to be some sort of information within the castle.
Even at the very least, even if it's nothing on Perry Brooks, they might be able to tell us a little bit of the island, a little bit of what to expect. Some things there that we can prepare for, or at least maybe even a landing spot that we know where we will be able to go to Perry Brooks safely and at least be able to get a start.
you would think there'd have to be some records of where these relics are, who they were given to. I mean, one of them was in the chair of the castle. So it's like you'd think that at some point they were divvied up.
Sure, it's got
Absolutely. The only issue or the problem I see with this is, again, if Zodia is unfamiliar with these and the locations and everything due to the fact that they are so old, that even if we do find information on where they might be, the legitimacy of that could be in question due to the fact that we might not be able to find anything that's that old.
well, I think Zodia is older than relics, is what he was saying.
Even if we do find something that is
Correct.
there,
He said he didn't understand the relics.
Okay.
He understands
He
that
was-
it is a powerful relic. He doesn't know where it came from, and who he doesn't understand who would have created it. He just understands it is a relic and it is powerful. He is more in tune with the stone that's not man-made things.
Yes, that makes sense.
so at the very least, we can try, and again, we can see. But if the relic is here, my this is my stance. If we have two of the three, I know we want to leave this island. I know we have callings to Perry Brooks. I know we have things that we need to do elsewhere outside of this island. But if we have two of the three, and this relic seems to be as strong as it is, I really think we need to find this. Even if we can't put it together here, but we can put it together somewhere else. We need to find that third piece before we leave.
I think that if
I just don't want to get caught up 8 years.
by the
I
end of
don't
this-
either. I don't either. But at the same time, too, the least we can do is try. We'll see if we're here for far too long, and we've all determined that it's at this point we need to go and dedicate our services elsewhere and come back, and we do that. But I
If
think we need to
can't
give.
find it, if it's a clear-cut lead, we gotta go.
I think we need but I think we need to at least make an honest effort.
I agree. No, we can. Yeah, I totally agree.
Well,
Rest of the thing's useless.
here's this crossbow you can use to get the exchange for the gold and give the loan back to the golden bank.
What
Absolutely.
time is it?
And it's
I'd like
probably like 8:30.
So with those 12 other fine swords that I had,
Mhm.
did I don't? I mean, it doesn't matter. I just kind of like have an idea. Did I donate those to the fund for his steel?
No, it was separate. You could have.
Those are silver, right?
Some were silver,
Some were
some
steel.
were steel.
Yeah, it was about.
And then I have the really nice gold one. So I'm gonna say I just have them all kind of bundled up, like a big bundle.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say I've gotten a bunch of these other swords that were in really good shape as well. I think we could take that to market, or maybe I could melt some of them down for
One thing
steel.
we could do too, though, is give them to our crew.
We could do that as well.
Oh,
That's
that's
not
a good
idea.
idea.
That is not a terrible
Can we
idea.
sell the ornate ones and give the crew
And
the
hey,
fine
maybe
steel?
some of that leather could be. I mean, geez, you got a lot, don't you?
I have plenty to make the saddle.
Because, like, I mean, some of that could
I
be
agree.
given to our people,
We
make
could,
them a little
yeah.
sturdier.
I don't think that it's going. Granted, I'm not an expert on this, but I am somewhat familiar with this. I don't think it's going to take all
No.
of the leather to make
It's a
the
lot of
saddle,
leather.
but at the same time, too, it will probably consume a fair amount of it.
Well, you might as well meet with the Smith first thing tomorrow morning and get him working on it. And
I don't. Yeah, no, I agree because I don't think it's going to take that much time for us to pay our debts off and then go check the staffs. Because if we go and check with the staffs, even after we meet with Arthur and he says that there's nothing there, then that's a 2-second endeavor.
Just check the price, because if we have to go do more bounties, then we'll be here a long time.
That's what I mean. That was going to be the other thing I was going to say. Depending on the price of how much this is going to cost, maybe I only do half of it and then I save the other half for later. Because at this point, yeah, if we're not going to be here for very much longer, after we do a little bit over investigations with him at home and we find things that don't lead us anywhere, then maybe I'll only be able to do part of it, which I'm totally fine with. We can go, and I'm sure there's blacksmiths and other things. It's not like I'm asking them to craft magical armor for my dragon. It's just armor. I
Well,
just need someone
you
to
guys
fasten it.
planned so much. My father, no wonder you needed certain demon to win. He is destroyed with your master plans. Let's act now.
I
Go to sleep.
Let's read go to sleep.
I also heard something about some drinks in order, and so
I was waiting for this.
Zodia, during the meantime, kind of got bored with the conversation and went and got drinks. And he hands out a drink to all of you and himself at the table, and then he actually puts two next to like empty spaces. I have not been in your company for long, and I am indebted to you, but if I am to journey with you from here on out, I think I might need to get to know you all. It occurred to me that I don't really know any of you, other than those who lifted part of my curse, taking me from my imprisonment. I've heard stories of some of you in part time, but I've also heard mention of two other members that were part of your crew at one point, so these cups are for them. We have a tradition in the battles when I was myself. We always save 2 full drinks for the fallen mates. Whether that's 10, 15, or only 1. So I say we have a drink. I have a few questions for you all.
Rowan.
Oh,
We didn't know him too long, but he was quite the slithery fella. Trying to steal our gold. I always felt like I was a couple gold coins short. But
He was good
over
at
our
it.
time together, I mean, he could pack a punch with that bow.
It was the reason I added buttons to my pockets.
He was kind of a perv, but
He did have a small.
he meant well.
He seemed like from the stories and the time I had with him, that he was a little broken.
Yeah, we don't know totally what he was missing, but he had a quarrel with the Thieves Guild, and he never really said what.
Hopefully in our journeys to wherever we go next, if we are to take down these traitors, the Thieves Guild will be a part of that, and we'll be able to do that for him.
Exactly.
Yes.
Friendship will help.
And this Mordai fellow that you speak of, what of him?
We didn't like him as much as Rowan.
I actually really liked him. He kind of got me a lot of gigs in this one town in Tyde.
Okay, he was your manager,
That's my
wasn't he?
manager, yeah.
True, that's why you don't see anymore. You lost your manager.
Yeah, I lost my manager, so I can't.
You lost your manager and you lost your voice.
Lost my voice, you know.
The bud who never sings.
music works good with my people.
Does it?
Maybe
Yeah, maybe.
I can push you to sing more.
Sounds like you got a new manager.
I don't ask for gold, but instead, good deeds.
Oh, I'm a good guy, yeah. I can do that. I don't know.
Is he good, people?
I think
Yeah, I
his
just get a little
intentions are
chippy
good.
sometimes.
Yeah, just
He's
make
all
sure.
right.
But I'm definitely on this. I fight for the good side, though.
This is true.
I know when stuff's wrong. I've seen wrong. I know what's wrong. Sometimes I might be wrong, but I think I'm right. And I mean, I battled with the king, and honestly, I don't know why I wanted Earth in the seat, because I had my fair shares of arguments with him too, but
I was gonna ask you about that. What made you change your mind so
something
quickly?
came over me. I don't know.
I also initially had reservations, but they seem to disappear.
In the moment, you felt like it was
In the
right.
moment, but thinking back now,
I never did hear who did that.
I mean, I'm pretty skeptical on it.
You're actually still rooting for Arthur, both of you.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I mean, I am still skeptical on it, though.
Your team author.
So
I think
Arthur
you
is the
can
new
think.
king.
I won't lie.
You're shitting me.
Yeah,
That little prick.
In your little arguments with the king, Is there a reason why you seem to battle those who are in power?
Yeah. My father was kind of an asshole. It was rough growing up. And my siblings were the only two people I truly loved. My two older ones, one of them was alright, one of them was another ass. My mom was fine, but my dad was terrible to me all the time and wanted to be a warrior. That's why I can kind of fight with a blade. He trained me every single day, but I didn't really like it. So anytime somebody of power does something that I don't like, it just seems to nag at me a little bit. And then I found out he was part of slave trading. And that's where I have a large suspicion that's where my two siblings went. And it was my fault why they were taken. And so when I knew that guy was as good as dead to me, I can't believe I didn't kill him. That's why do you think his penis is gone?
I see now. And you, the one with the black and red armor. What is it that you seek? You seem reserved. You seem protective.
I am protective of my friends, and most importantly, my companion, Dorias. There are lots of people that tried to take him from me, even before he was this big. And so, before I met all of these brothers that I now have the pleasure of being at this table with, there were lots of people that did not want to see me ascend into a position where I thought I was fit. I was better with a sword. I thought I was more logical in my stances with warfare. And they always appointed people who were above me, even though I never truly understood why. And I always had a thing for people who were of the lower class, if you will. I came into this world as a person who came from wealth. I must admit, everything that I have is only at the generational wealth that I came into possession of, not because I truly earned it.
So you came from politics?
I came from politics, but that doesn't mean that I want any part of it. I've seen the damage that people in the wrong seats in the wrong places of power can have. And so being in the position that I am, I try to make the most wise decision that is the best for all of the people, not just the people who have the money, because in Kingsmaine, that is something that happens all the time, is the people that have all the money are the only people that benefit from the decisions that are made. It's not the consensus of the people that reside there that stimulate the economy, work, do everything that they need to make sure that that city runs the way that it does. It's only the people that have the money that ever truly see the benefit from what actually, the decisions that are made.
So I see that the great kingdom that they were building did not turn out the way that most said it would.
Again, depends who you ask. If you ask someone who has money, they think it turned out perfect.
In my time, before I left, I believe the construction of this place. Where is Kingsmaine?
Kingsmaine is the largest of all of the islands that are here, and it's where the capital resides.
From us, is it southwest?
Would I know just geographically where I'm at, where it would be at? And is it southwest?
Yeah.
Okay. It is southwest.
I believe I've seen the start of that civilization. Before, I guess, the islands were split. They said it was to be grand, to be the center of all beings. It is painful to hear that it has succumbed to the powers of what war extends from. But now I also see why you had reserves, or is there a reason why you didn't pick someone who was well known in politics to maybe be your consort in this deal of choosing the new king today?
I was not there,
I'm no politician myself.
but if I was, I would have nominated someone who has a clearer conscience and things for people that are not of politics. Because the problem with people in politics is they don't think about anybody other than themselves.
With the history that you have, wouldn't you see what you wanted in your own life?
I could have done that. But I think my talents and my skills are better used with the party that I'm currently with now. The problem is that if you put a person of power into politics, they are only one aspect of that political structure. And if the political structure is set up wrong, it doesn't matter how right or good or moral you think, because you will be overweighed by the people who think wrongly of you, or think wrongly of the decisions that are made. And in my position, again, there's not many positions of political structure that accompany a person who has my skills in a dragon. And fear is not something that should be used in the political scheme. It should be honor, trust, moral compass, and solid decision making.
And, O Holy One that you speak, where it is that you are from?
I actually come from the island Totalis.
Unfamiliar.
It is west from here. A couple islands that way.
Aye, what is it of you?
Oh, I don't know. Still trying to figure that out myself. I have a rough past. I seem to make really bad decisions sometimes on impulse. I actually killed one of my brothers. I was in a spot of, I don't know what you call it, but I was controlled by another entity. Murdered somebody in my own town. I live with that guilt every day. Just like I live with the guilt of killing the druids. I'm sorry for that again, but through this journey, I believe I'm starting to learn that I must make decisions for myself and create my own path. And with that, others must create their path as well. My gods have shown me that you can only show them the light, and not make the decision for them. If you do, then you are acting like one of the gods.
And if you walk in the light, maybe your path will be granted.
Yes. And maybe others will follow as well.
Yes. Seems as if creating all inside yourself is what you look for.
Yes. With that, I want to be able to say I'm worthy. The gods, as they are not just my gods, but all my family.
Ranger, you reckon?
You can see, like, kind of getting the gist. I'm going to have to give my background. Brecken just grabs his glass and just chugs it, slams it down, and goes, I had a family once. They were taken from me when I was out hunting. Came back to my farm that I worked very hard for years. Ablaze, nothing but ruins. I tracked the tracks that led there, but when I found the party that raided me, they were already raided by another group, and in the scuffle, my son and my wife were killed. I vowed to avenge them and spill every last blood of every female on these islands until the one that was in charge of this or caused it is dead. I won't be able to rest until that happens.
I see what afflicts you. It is
I'm
a
haunted
dark,
by this.
deep past, but I see it in you that it will. Bradley. A little different wares, but tell me where it is from. Where is it that you are from?
That's what I'm trying to fully figure out. My goal here is to find my true self and ask for any of this. I don't know why it's happened to me. I think answers is what I seek. I found a group once when I first came here, but joining them only gave me more questions and more uncertainties. Now I battle with memories and thoughts. I don't know what to follow.
It occurs to me you all have somewhat broken homes here. That of a lording father making you leave home. Someone who was ripped away from home. Someone who was driven out by politics and nuisances. Someone who was controlled and left home for righteous paths. Someone whose life has been ripped from them. And someone's home he has no clue of. And then as he kind of looks back, you see the blade that you've had on the table. He stands up and the light just kind of shimmers. Sees the bronze, as I'm trying to get a light that would shine off him. Kind of reflects this sort of like weird bronzish green afterglow behind him. And then you all see that behind him in his shadow looks like this large stone house that's 3-4 stories. And you see out of the ceiling, it looks like as if a 10th cup, as there's 9 sitting at the table, sort of pours out, and it feels as if there's this acid or there's this some sort of liquid that sort of drips over the shadow of his form. I believe it is always good to remember where you come from. It isn't wise to let your past direct your matter now, but it is good to keep it in the mind for when you become the person you need to be. Much of this was ripped from me, but I would love to serve for you all and make sure your paths are complete. And then he steps back down the light.
It does sound like we all have missing bricks in our paths.
That's
I
why
think
we work
it's-
so well together.
Maybe that's why somehow our fates were twisted together. We all ended up in that King's Main to go fight monsters, right? Well, or not all of us, but 4 of us. And 2 of you we stumbled upon. Now 1 we just met. But if the fates keep twining us together, maybe this was destiny that you were supposed to join us.
I believe in the bigger purpose. You seem like the group to work with to achieve this.
Just know we're not perfect.
I know.
You're probably gonna get pissed at me.
You fought us, I know.
Then we must find out if destiny controls us, or we control destiny.
It's true. I guess you never really know though. Because looking in the past, it looks like destiny controlled you, but in the moment, you're the ones who make the decisions. But was that all laid out for you in the beginning? Or are you truly the one making the decisions?
We have the decisions. I firmly believe that now. As I have been controlled, and I've done things that I've never imagined. I have reminders when I go to sleep, I dream, I worship my gods. That they do set a path for you, and you are able to follow it, but we are the ones who choose to follow it or go astray.
I believe that too, and I think now, looking at my path, I feel like it's not just my green bricks that scatter throughout it, but it's some black and red ones, some silver and blue, some green, and I'd say brown, and also some red. I think all of our paths are now intertwined, and where will it lead us? Only time will tell. And now I think I do see some stoners and wood ones too.
The future is only paved by the people that are mindful of the present.
And well, as we all have reminisced on who we are, what we come from. Let's toast to that one.
To destiny.
To Destiny.
To Soti Maulkeye.
To Soti Maulkeye.
Hey.
He taps the other 2 glasses.
You guys all slam your ales. And at that moment, we end the session.
You did it, boys.
Great, great, great.
You want to stop the recording?
Oh,
later?
yeah. I don't know how to.
Let's fucking go.
So I think if you hit stop recording or stop.
What island?